All right, folks, welcome back for another exciting Thursday night with Old Dominion Heroes as we play Dungeons & Dragons, special homebrew campaign I like to call Baba Yaga's Revenge. We're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes tonight, so hopefully we can have a lot of fun. I'll give a quick recap of the previous game. We had some players out and some characters that weren't involved in this part of the story that are in a different scene. I will also give a quick introduction of characters and allow a new character to introduce themselves when the appropriate time comes. So, in our last game session, the players recently surfacing from the sewers below the little fiefdom of Lycanstone gathered together as a party at the Manticore Inn, putting together the clues that they had recovered from deep within the sewer. A strange connection seems to be coming together with clues pointing to Baba Yaga and some other nefarious plot involving the harvest of souls, as well as its effect on the town's inhabitants and the magical curse they seem to be under with no solution at present moment. When the party came topside and settled in the inn, discussing a few things over drinks, a handful of party members decided that it would be smart for them to lay low for the evening, keeping an eye on the town. A smaller detachment of our party members decided it was the appropriate time to question Mayor Angus Mossgrad further about the strange circumstances facing the fiefdom of Lycanstone. Leaving the inn in the early part of the evening, Jaron, Happy, and Venlee walked across the town square, knocking on the mayor's door after the curfew hour, startling him from his early evening as he began to settle in bed. Upon waking the mayor, over awkward conversation and a bit of interrogation, they discovered the mayor's wife had been missing that evening, and the mayor was uncertain of her whereabouts. At that point, the party further revealed their discoveries down in the sewer, letting the mayor know that they had taken care of succubi, who were putting together an army of undead, along with floating severed heads from the lower planes called Vargul. The mayor, at first seemingly played dumb, but later revealed through deeper inquisition, was completely unaware that such terrible fiends and beasts existed. After being impressed with the party's ability to take care of the threat below his city streets, he finally gave them permission to move about the fiefdom freely and leave the city despite its quarantine. The party decided that because of the mayor's forthcoming nature at this point, they would also reveal that in the very room he and his wife sleep, they had noticed earlier a magic sigil, a 7-pointed star of protection, perhaps keeping the mayor safe from the succubus's kiss, the seduction, the commission of the 3 deeds, word, thought, and deed, that would lead to their severed soul and ultimately the loss of their head. After leaving the mayor's, the hour was about 10 p.m. and the party made a choice to finally leave the fiefdom and pursue additional clues that may have awaited them in the graveyard south of town, 3 miles down the road. Arriving in the graveyard with a little bit of investigation, they uncovered information about a young woman, Megan Fair, the former love interest of the mayor, who died tragically in the churchyard. Her tomb sits in the middle of this graveyard, overlooked by a giant willow tree and heavily grown over. Venlee and Happy managed to move the lid of the vault of the cement tomb that encases the casket where young Megan's body was supposed to be found. But upon opening the casket, they were astonished to find it empty, save a strand of yellow hair braided with red ribbon, and some markings in Sylvan and Elvish, and the strange symbol yet again that they had seen relating to Baba Yaga's hut. A mausoleum in the graveyard as well presented some strange clues. Jaron busted through the iron gate and saw a haphazard bedroll pushed into one corner, sitting at the base of an altar with freshly stacked and burned candles, and another statue dedicated to the Witch Mother herself. Using the power of his demonic sight, Jaron and Grazit spotted a tile in the floor of the mausoleum, and removing the tile uncovered a 5-foot wide by about 150 foot deep earthen chasm with a rope descending into uncertain darkness. Gathering together, the party decided to descend the rope ladder deeper into the chasm and experienced a strange effect as two of them, Jaron and Venlee, became violently ill, vomiting to the point of blood. Before discovering a way to escape their torment, Jaron caved in, further sacrificing more of his humanity and giving power of his own control and autonomy over even more to his demonic parasite friend, Grazit, the demon lord of the abyss. Breaking the illusion, their ailments healed. They pursued further down this strange chasm into an open earthen room with an access panel that allowed them to crawl further and further and further into unknown darkness, down a long, hand and knees hallway that ultimately led up to the hearth gate underneath of the fire pit that opened into a strange cottage, the likes of which they had never seen. In this cottage, they soon discovered a woman, hogtied, bound and gagged, laying on her side facing away from the door in a master bedroom overgrown with dust, cobwebs, and filth, locked from the inside. Putting additional clues together, the mayor's wife is revealed to be the woman kidnapped. Prudence Mossgrad informs Jaron, Happy, and Venlee that she has never seen her captor and cannot quite remember how long she's been gone or where she's been taken. The party investigates the scene further and reveals that under the ever-growing night, they're in fact at a small farm hamlet somewhere, though they don't know it to be material or other plane. Leaving this home, fearing for the mayor's wife's safety, and deciding to take her back to the fiefdom of Lykenstone and her husband Angus, they left the cottage and decide to set up to rest in Happy's magical enclosure of Leonlin's tiny hut. And before the hour of the evening grew darker, they saw a mysterious pair descending down a small dirt footpath approaching the cottage, and far, far off in the distance, barely noticeable, the outlines of looming gravestones and statues and trees from the graveyard, heading back towards the direction of the fiefdom. A strange tall figure, one bearing a large spiked club and deformed features, and another one whose body appears and disappears within the light of the moon, with pale blue skin, glowing red eyes, and a large metal club with a hanging green lantern that sways with its giant booming steps. And that's where we ended our previous session. Now, regarding the rest of the party, Avvina, the witch of the Autumn Court, stays behind in the town, seemingly uninterested in further helping the mayor, and more curious about the presence of these profane artifacts of blaspheming dedication to such an evil witch in competition with her own patron. She explores through the town, And under the guide of her magic ability and the senses of her companion, Hannah Raquel, the newly adopted Dryad daughter, they track down the trail to the location of the Druid's Tower, the heart of the fiefdom. Entering the tower late at night, they discover a horrific scene. In the main study chambers of the Druid Snicklefritz, they find his skin shriveled, sucked dry, laying empty across a chair, no bone, no muscle, no sinew, stitched together across the back with strange hair-like cords in a blonde color with red ribbon woven in between. Discovering this information, she leaves immediately, returning to the Manticore Inn to find her friends gone. Now, regarding Harvey. Harvey left the Manticore Inn with every intention of following Jaron, Venlee, and Happy to interrogate the mayor. But someone piqued his interest elsewhere, and he remembered a clue about the portal to the Moon Druid's Grove. Under the cover of night and his wanton disregard for the mayor's quarantine, Harvey takes to the skies, flying miles away to the dwelling of his friend Homer Brindletick, a stout dwarf druid with a penchant for psychedelic honey. Enjoying the sweet spoils of his intoxicatingly sweet honey and some of Harvey's rare and unique Feywild leaf, the two discuss at length the lore surrounding the Moon Druid's Grove and the requirements in the riddle given of 13 more souls needed for its opening. Upon receiving information of its potential location and a promise to aid the party further, Harvey decides it's best to return to the fiefdom of Lycanstone. Besides, he left the squirrel there unattended and hopes that someone cared for it in his absence. Our friend Chip, traumatized by seeing his brother, Swayze, twisted and transformed into Baba Yaga's boggle henchman, is racked with guilt. Having found him in the sewers below, he turned his eye to piles of gold, an opportunistic moment to fill his greedy heart with riches. And in a dash, Swayze is gone again. Chip stays at the Manticore Inn, nursing his guilt over heavy drink and sorrowful tales, annoying the patrons of the bar with his woeful worry and his negative outlook on the future. And we're actually going to begin game with Harvey returning to the town of Lycanstone, and we are going to introduce our new character. Oh, actually, I forgot one person, Mel. Mel, our crazy little wizard friend, and his companion Pump Le Mousse stayed at the Manticore Inn long enough to be entertained with illusions and the local bard, enjoying some food and fare and settling in for the night. And seemingly out of random, went to bed early, or did they? Using the magical hole given to them by their patron Yugsnub, they summoned him once again, deciding to travel further down the rabbit hole to the strange homeland of his patron Harengon, the world of Prismeer, where he received a stern tongue lashing from his long-eared and rather cantankerous friend over the threat looming in that world being greater than the world of the Forgotten Realms. So with Mel gone, half of the party camped out outside of the strange cottage with the mayor's newly recovered wife will pick up our game with Harvey flying in the evening skies and introduce our new character at the same time. So go ahead, Harvey. Tell me what you'd be doing returning to Lycanstone.
What time is it?
It's about, I'd say about midnight now.
So 24 hours or like a couple hours?
Like a couple hours. We'll say that you were able to get there by some sort of magical means, and you and I can discuss that out of game, because I have some ideas for Harvey.
Oh, it's been a long day. Fuck me. All right. Is there any in the markets for food?
So at this time, because of the town's quarantine, it's a total ghost town. Lamp lights are off. People are settled into their homes. The only light lit is the one outside of the Manticore Inn, and then the torches that the town's guard carry.
There's no carts selling food.
Nobody's selling food, but you do smell something steaming and delicious coming from the chimney stove of the Manticore Inn, and you also see some carts covered over that have some produce poking out from underneath.
You see Harvey close his eyes and is guided solely by his scent of smell. Back to the inn.
All right. So you enter into the inn. I'm not going to change the scene for now. You see the inn's proprietor, Tolbin, and he leans on the side of the bar, falling asleep in his hand. You see a snot bubble kind of swell and shrink from his nose. As he hears the door open and the bell ring behind it, he snaps to awake. I nodded off there for a minute. Business got slow. Welcome back, friend.
Go on, are you? Did we talk before?
Well, I certainly would never forget a guy like you, but...
Do you money, do I?
No, your friends left a note, and he looks under the bar countertop and rifles through stacks of papers, and then he pulls the note that you wrote haphazardly on a bar napkin, and it says, feed the squirrel, and you'll be back soon, and your name...
Oh, yeah, fuck, where did I put that squirrel?
Squirrel?
Pretend. Right, alright. Here's a gold. I need some food, mate.
All right, so you pay Tolbin gold, and he says, well, the kitchens are shut down for the night, but I do have a couple hulls of bread and some cheese if you'd like, and maybe some ale, or I could give you some fruit.
Yeah.
He just starts bringing a few things over on a plate, and he kind of haphazardly puts the plate down and stacks some snacks on the plate for you and some bar trail mix, and he sets a glass of ale down, or a mug of ale down in front of you and says, oh, don't worry, it's on the house. If you're with them, you know, we just greatly appreciate you being here to help us. And he slides the coin across the bar awkwardly, but eyeing the gold the whole time as he returns it to you.
Harvey looks at the gold and doesn't react. He fixes him with the glares. You lot don't have any of those fucking pickled eggs and anything like that here, do you?
Well, what if I do?
We might have a problem.
Okay, I do have some in the back.
Right, here's another goal. Bring him up.
He walks around the corner to the pantry in the back, and he comes out with a big, giant, like 5-gallon glass jar with a wooden lid that has a cork top seal underneath of it. And he puts the whole jar down in front of you, carrying it in one arm, you know, clutched in the crook of his elbow, and slides it to the side of your plate and puts his fingers to the edge of the wooden jar, prying it free. And you hear a pop and a hiss sound of the vinegar.
Harvey takes his arm and pushes all the other food, the cheese and the bread, pushes all it to the side, digs his whole arm into the jar of pickles and says, oh, these are fucking delicious.
So you take your feathered arm, which is now soaking wet with pickle brine, and you pull a few of them free and begin chomping them obnoxiously in your beak.
Shake it. Yeah. You ever seen a bird eat a boiled egg? It's not pretty.
Yeah, it's like Cookie Monster. There's just bits of it flying everywhere. So as you begin to eat, go ahead and roll me a perception check, Harvey.
28.
All right, and Brian, roll me a stealth check.
With a 28, I don't see why I should bother.
All right, so as you choke down your pickled whatever that came from the jar, and kind of gag your neck and force it down your gullet, something catches you as your profiled view goes cockeyed like a chameleon, and you look almost periscope style off to the side, and then you crane your neck in that direction like an owl, twisting your head to look behind you. You see seated at the long table that you used to sit at with your friends, a strange female wearing a gray cloak pulled over her head, but instead of fleshy fingers that support her chin as she watches you, you see fur with paws. And Ryan will go ahead and let you take it from here.
Actually, it was really close. I got a 27. That was close there.
That was
Yeah.
close.
So
Harvey sneezes. Harvey sneezes and goes, "That's strange. I never sneeze."
hang on.
Fucking
All right.
eyes are watering. It's like I got allergies.
So yeah. So all right. So she's kind of like
Something I'm allergic to.
she's sitting there, kind of staring at you, looking at you, and when you look back, she goes, "Hello, hello there." You went so fast, you almost lost me, you naughty, naughty bird.
Hey, what do you mean lost you? Were you following me?
Oh yes, absolutely. I was following you. I could not help. I was out hunting, and I saw this regal specimen flying through the air. I could not help but give chase.
Well, are you some kind of like cat person, hunter person?
I am absolutely
Covered
a hunter. Yes, it is my
covered in
pastime.
fur.
It is my passion. I love to hunt.
Right.
And you guys
Alright.
see Harvey, this is what you would kind of see here real quick. So she takes down the hood, and that's what you would see.
Oh yeah, you are like a cat person. Can I call you a cat person? It's not like offensive, is it?
Of course not. You can call me whatever you like. However, my name is Jinx. It is a pleasure to meet you. What might I call you, my friend?
It's nice to meet you too, Kitty Jinx.
Kitty Jinx.
I'm Harvey. Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman. That is so on the nose. You are so cute.
It's a very original name. I'm the only one named so.
Well, this is nothing. Yes. So, as I said, I did notice you flying through the air, and I did follow you very fast. I barely caught up with you before you had your little encounter with your petite amie, I believe. And I had some discussions regarding a possible hunt for some creatures, dark and fair, and I am intrigued. So I followed you back to find out if perhaps I could be of service.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for someone, like a powerful fey being. It's not very nice. This town has all kinds of diseases, some kind of sex disease of some kind. I haven't been paying much
Oh,
attention.
scandalous!
That's awesome.
But yeah, Barkeep, you tell her. I'm gonna eat my my eggs. Do you want an egg?
Certainly, thank you.
Here, have 5 or 6 of them.
So Harvey starts giving you these obnoxious pickled eggs with his soaked, feathered hand that just reeks now of vinegared pickle brine. And these these dripping wet, slippery pickled eggs are just handed over to you as you guys chat for a few minutes, and he tells you about this fae. And is there anything you guys like to do before I cut over?
So yeah, like I suppose we could use some help. You know, we got in a fight recently with some of these little things. Fuck you by, and there was zombies and traps. You're not good against any of those things, are you?
I am good against all of these things. I am actually very well read on the subject as well. And she takes off a little backpack, and her backpack has nothing in it but like a little library. And she like takes out a couple of books like on undead and fae, and a little like set of spectacles that she puts on her little kitty nose and everything, and starts flipping to things and looking up the things that you're talking about.
Are the eggs red?
Right? Are they like those gas station eggs?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a box of Lucky Charms. No,
One of them.
no, not like Fruity Pebbles, neither. Fruit Loops, all kinds.
That's
The
great.
water's kind of the vinegar's kind of brown. Yeah, you've. All right, yeah, that sounds good. You know, there's others in the group. I fucking reckon they somewhere around here. Oh, I've got a fucking note. Oh wait, no, I fucking wrote that note.
I love it. As you fish around your pockets
I'd say
through.
you're fucking hired.
Well, then it appears that the first part of my job is to find your friends. Then.
Yeah. Barkeep, these are my eggs now. Mine.
So Tolbin
Understand?
Tolbin looks down the bar at you and he says, yes, of course you can keep them. You have had your hand all the way down in the jar.
No. Put them behind the bar for next time I come in. Don't sell them to anyone else. They're all mine.
Yes, Mr. Birdman, sir.
Here's another gold. Good on you.
All right, so you give him the other gold to hold your eggs.
My goodness, so forceful.
All right, so you pay Tolbin for the eggs, and you've hired your friend, or your new friend, Jinx, to join the adventuring crew to hunt down this wicked fae creature that you have not quite fully disclosed information about, but she takes the bait immediately, excited for the adventure.
Kitty Jinx, I can't pay you directly, you know. It's not like, you know, like my gold is my gold, but you know, there's other benefits. We don't have dental. Well, I don't need it. I don't have teeth anyways, but you know, do we have a cleric? I think we have a cleric.
Monsieur Harvey.
Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's go find those fuckers.
Monsieur Harvey, if I was not hunting these things with your group, I would be off hunting something else for someone else. But if I were doing that, then I would not get to hunt beside such a majestic bird of prey as yourself, and that would make me sad.
Part of what you said makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure whether that's on me or what.
So great. So fucking great. So, all right, so let's go ahead and cut back. The scene that you all come into now is the Leomans' tiny hut, situated a little bit up on a hill, heading northward back towards the town, about 200 feet from the site of the strange cottage. And with that, we're going to go ahead and cut over to our party of three. Happy, Jaron, and Venlee. as well as their companions, cute little Uni and Bob, and their cute little demon, Grazit. What do you guys want to do?
I just want to say, above table, that was the best 20 minutes of doing nothing that I've ever had in a D&D game. Ever.
That's awesome.
Jaron would still be trying to comfort the kidnapped victim, the mayor's wife. He'd be letting her like lean on her, and just kind of petting her and telling her it's all right.
All right.
I want to keep an eye on these two people. Just watch them, see what they're doing.
So you look through the invisible wall of the Leomund's hut, and you see off in the distance, studying them more so than before, one of the creatures stands about 15 feet tall, wearing a brown loincloth and carrying a massive wooden club with protruding spikes. And he sticks a finger into his nose and snorts and says, "The master's gonna be really happy when she finds out what we did." And the other creature you see from behind now, as it gets closer to the hut, passing by, or it gets closer to the cottage, passing by the vantage point of Leomund's hut, you see this strange figure cloaked in a black shimmering cloth that willows behind it in a strange ghostly-like manner. Out from the top of the cloak protrude two sharp hooked horns that glow a reddish color, and you see the cloak draped over an arm that supports this giant metal club with blunted end studs surrounding it all over, where it hangs from the edge, a haphazard-looking lantern fixed together with bits of bone and a glowing green light. And this creature, which you can't see its full form, turns what you assume to be its head behind this strange shimmering cloak, and it refers to this hulking beast speaking cruelly about its master being pleased, and replies saying, "That's true. And when the master's happy, we get rewards." And the two of them continue further down the path. What do you guys want to do?
So the hut is invisible, so Jaron would be able to see them coming as well, even though he's not really looking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jaron would turn to prevent the mayor's life and be like, "I'm really sorry. I need to leave you here. I need to go kill shit now." And he would join Venlee, like, scouting, but not. He wouldn't leave the hut just yet.
I mean, the hut's only like...
I know.
It's not very big.
I know, but I'm not trying to exit the hut quite yet. But I'd be by the door instead of, like, letting her be on me.
I guess I want to try and... Are they going... You said they passed our little hut?
Yeah, so I don't have a map big enough to illustrate it, but let's just say off the side of the map about an additional 150 feet in squares to the west side of this map, or northwest side of the map, you would have your Leomund's hut kind of perched up on a hill. So your distance from there to them now is probably closer to about 300 feet.
Okay, I want to go... I'm assuming, just as my character, I'm assuming they're going to the cabin or whatever.
Yeah, that seems clearly to be their destination. They're actually walking along the footpath that's been kind of crudely trudging.
I kind of want to, I guess, try and track them a little bit and just make sure.
All right, so you leaving the hut as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the hut. I don't think Jason was actually leaving the hut, but
I didn't leave the hut. I'm just peeking out.
All right, so you go to push through the door, and you see the animated spellbook Bob, and he says, "Let me get that for you, ma'am." And with an incorporeal purple protruding hand, it slides over and twists what now reveals to be a knob that was not there before, and a curved shaped door that follows the dome-like shape of the hut, opening outward almost like a Hobbit hole's Shire port entry. You walk forward through that, past the illusion that protects you from view, and you stand in the open air on a grassy hill lined with some crude shrubs and wildflowers in the midnight sky with a crescent moon hanging above.
okay. I guess I'll try and stealth and try and follow them.
All right, so roll me a stealth check.
Okay, let's see. It's everything. It's all screwing up for me today for some reason.
You can roll physical dice if you want.
Yeah, I'm just. Oh, okay. Never mind. I did the wrong thing. I didn't see what was it.
It's coming through now. It'll probably load here in a second.
I might drop off camera. I think that's what's doing it.
That's okay. Yeah,
Might
I
do
have.
that.
It's been giving me issues with your cam during the stream anyway.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
But
Go
I
ahead and
think
try.
that might be what's slowing me down.
No worries.
It was a 7.
Right.
Nice.
So you you step out from Liamin's hut, and unfortunately, as you begin to slink a little bit further down this gentle sloping hill to the edge of a line of shrubs, you walk down heavier footed than you intended on an obscured pile of dried twigs that are kind of covered with some overgrown grass. Your foot crunches down hard, and the crack of these branches breaks the nature and surrounding sounds that echo through the midnight sky. And the two looming figures that are just about to the hut, you see them both react. And the one wearing the brown loincloth with the spiked club and the deformed features spins on his heel, heaving the club from one shoulder to the other to brace his momentum as he stamps a big heavy foot into the wet mud of the path right before the stone gate that opens to the cottage where the little garden is. And as he turns around, he says, "What do you think was that?" And his partner in crime replies to him and says, "I don't know, but I'm always down for a hunt." And he extends the metal club out, and you see the shroud push back, revealing pale blue skin that only shines when it catches the silvery moonlight. Glowing red eyes, white wisps of hair, and the red horns protruding are now fully revealed underneath of this cloak that drops back. As his arm stretches forward, he says, "You go look." And I'm going to go ahead and have this big beast. He goes up the hill a little ways, puts his hand over his eyes, and he says, "I wonder what I'll see." And I'm going to get him to roll perception for me. I don't know what his stat is. So
I was gonna say, can I drop down to the ground? I know it's gonna hurt me later, but
yeah, if you want to go prone, that's fine.
I want to go prone.
Let's see
Oh,
here.
I gotta stop watching the stream.
Oh gosh. Let me do this. I might have to roll physical myself depending on how things perform for me. Oh, maybe not. Haha. So here we go. He, under the cover of his eye and the club on one shoulder with a 19, he sees you as you drop down into the brush, attempting to hide yourself, and he opens his mouth and growls a bit, and turns around, looking over his other shoulder just enough to carry his voice to his companion. He says, "We're not alone." And he trudges up the hill towards you, and I'm not going to have enough space on the map, so we're going to have to theater of mind this part of it. but
Yeah.
I need everyone in the cottage to roll initiative.
How far is Venlee away from Jaron?
At this point, having left the hut, I'll say trudging down the hill, Venlee's about 60 feet from the cottage.
Yeah.
Jaron would reach out to Venlee telepathically and ask her if she wanted him to come out and help her.
No. I'm
No?
good.
Okay.
Oh, that's so better since I shut everything down.
Nice.
The damn game
Oh.
log. Okay.
Yeah, it's lagging hard.
I'm just waiting on Venlee's to go in. Oh, I guess it didn't do it for whatever reason. I'll just put you in manually. And obviously your tokens are on this map in the wrong location. You can just ignore them for now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Let me change your initiative here. All right. And then happy.
Whose initiative?
Your initiative I just fixed.
It didn't show up?
It did, but it didn't put you in the combat tracker, which is fine.
Oh, because I didn't click on my thing.
No worries.
That's why. But it actually rolled pretty fast. I was impressed.
All right, so Venlee, as you drop to your stomach into the brush, you look up and you react seeing this giant hulking beast announce your presence to his other nefarious companion. It is your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm assuming they're going to try and attack us.
I don't know.
What?
You have to play it however you play it.
I use half my movement to stand up
Okay.
and just go. Halt! Who goes there?
All right, so when you stand up, you reveal your position to the strange beast with his club, and he says, we're the ones who are gonna ask the questions. Who are you?
Just weary travelers.
And he snorts. Well, you look a little bit like dinner to me. And he starts trudging forward, at a slow pace because he's pretty sure he can subdue you with a little effort. And it's still your turn. What do you want to do?
How far away is he?
So I'd say with the couple of paces that he's taken toward you, he's probably now about 15 feet from your position.
Okay, I'll run up 15 feet.
All right, so you move forward.
Yeah, and smack the hell out of him.
Go ahead and make your attack.
Let's see. Let's try this. My first one here. Why is it hiding behind my game log? It's weird. That's a 22.
Hits.
Okay, let me go ahead and roll the second one.
Go for it.
And that is not going to be good. That's a 12.
It also hits.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
Okay. So 2d8. Oh, that's good. That is good. So that's 11 for the first hit.
Okay.
And then, oh, shoot. 7 for the second.
Okay.
And
So
then that's
are these
all it
these
is
with
now.
your staff or with unarmed strikes?
That's with the staff.
Okay. So you do a couple of monk-like martial arts swipes, one to the kneecap as he grabs his knee, and then the other one smacks him in the jaw, sending his face twitching over to the left about 10 inches. You hit him with enough force to twist his view. And at that point, it's going to be his turn. And he hefts the club high into the air, and he says, "You're not going to like this." And unfortunately, there's a bunch of shit in my way. It's the only thing. It's like hard to get into stuff. All right. Give me one moment. He is going to take the great club and make an attack against you. And depending on how slow this is, I might switch to physical dice, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, so
As soon as I shut everything, it got way better.
Cact. Can you call cocked on digital rolls? Oh, never mind. Sweet. So 23, I'm sure hits.
I believe it does.
I think it does. Looking at
18, yeah.
And so he takes this great club and smashes down on top of you. And I'm actually going to roll a percentile die just to see where he hits. So he does 11 points of bludgeoning damage as this giant spiked wooden weapon, this improvised club that he carried on his shoulder, slams down on your left shoulder, crumpling your stance a little bit and knocking one hand off of its grip on your staff. And with that, it's going to be Jaron's turn. Jaron, you hear this scuffle of Venlee hitting something hard with her staff, and you look closely and you see now that she is toe-to-toe with this 15-foot hulking beast.
Yeah, I rolled perception in the background, well, so that I would be able to see whatever.
Yep.
How far away is Venlee and the beast?
So from Venlee was about 60 to 100 feet from the campsite now. So, I mean, you'd have to leave the hut or do something that could reach with range that would take place outside of the hut.
Okay, I'm gonna dash.
All right.
And then, which gives me 80 feet of movement.
Okay.
And how much more do I need?
I mean, are you trying to get within melee range?
Yeah, tell me if I can or not.
Let's just say you can get within melee range.
Okay. Do I still have my action? Or did I burn my action?
So you took the dash action to get where you were.
I did.
So you would have your bonus action.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to be clear.
Yep.
Bonus action. I am going to cast Sanctuary on Venlee.
All right. So you raise your hands up and smack your gauntlets together, and you say a word in the native language of the creatures of the abyss. And as this snake-like speech proceeds from your lips, a pair of dark black ghostly hands push forward from your own with greater size and smack together in the sky above, sending out a purple dark energy that rains down over Venlee with your protective spell.
So any creature that attacks him must make a DC 20 with wisdom save.
Yeah, but
Nice.
now I can't attack.
Yeah, well, it will protect you for at least this round. Yeah.
All right, so now it is going to be the strange friend of this hulking beast. He throws the shard from his shoulders, revealing his form in the moonlight. The skin twinkling this strange pale blue color that is somewhat see-through, and as the flickering light of the moon cascades off of the metallic club that he slings over his shoulder, you actually can see bits of bone and muscle underneath the guise of this somewhat translucent skin. And so the creature is going to use its maximum movement. Where is it at? What does it say? Okay, so it's going to move its full movement speed, and it's going to take the dash action. And so it starts running, it goes 30 feet, and then you see it jump, and it actually takes a leap into the air, and you see it sort of flying forward like Superman style pose with a trail of glittering purple and blue sparkling energy coming from its feet. And it says, "Don't wait for me, but I'm coming to the party now." And let's see, I don't think I have any bonus actions, so with that I will go ahead and end its turn, and now it is going to be Happy's turn.
Can I ask where the creature landed between me and Venlee?
So it didn't quite make it to the ogre the one that's entangled with you two now. I'd say for just the sake of its movement, it's probably about 10 or 20 feet away.
And you're standing right next to me, right? Because you cast Sanctuary on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's actually Happy's turn. Unfortunately, I have not used her character before, so bear with me. So Happy, still in the hut, is going to roll perception first to see if she can even see that far away. And that is a 14 on die plus whatever her modifier is, which I'm sure is okay. Come on, there we go. There, that's what I wanted. Compact character sheet.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So with her perception, she unfortunately does not see far enough down the hill. She stays with Prudence Mossgrad in the hut, but does notice the faint aura of a magical energy coming from the sky, and I'm going to go ahead and skip her turn. So now it comes back to the top of the round. Venlee, you stand in this encasement of magical energy protecting you that rain down over your form from Jaron and Grazit's combined magic power. What do you want to do?
I will attack twice.
All right, go ahead and make some attacks.
Is it an action for me to put my hand back on my staff?
No.
Okay. I just didn't know how that was going to work. Yeah, 19 plus 8.
Hits.
And
Definitely hits.
then, yeah. And then another 19 plus 8.
Awesome. Also hits. So you, frustrated with having your sacred staff knocked free from one of your hands in its martial grip, you come back with a vengeance and make 2 attacks against the ogre. The first one you jump up Monkey King style on your tippy toes, and you take the staff with 2 hands from the tail end of it, bringing it behind your shoulders, and you slam it down like a Shaolin monk on the top of the head of this hulking beast, and you hit it for 5 points.
17.
17 points?
Yep.
Okay.
I got
Is the total with the 2 together?
Yep.
Okay, and then the second strike, after you smack it in the face, you turn around on your heel 360 degrees and take the butt end and slam it into the sternum of this giant creature, knocking the wind out of it. And as you do you have anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I need a con save
Okay.
from that monster, 16.
I'm sure he's not going to pass, so let's go ahead and roll it though in case. That's an 11 on die. I don't think that he has enough con to get that. So he fails the con save.
Stunned.
Awesome. So your creature, this big giant ogre, now with the wind knocked out of him, freezes in its place with a dazed, confused look on its face as he attempts to catch his breath going... And with that, it is its turn, but unfortunately it's stunned. I think, is there a save against that?
Nope.
Oh, you're going to have to help me out.
Nope.
All right.
It's just stunned till the end of my turn, I think.
I believe so. All
Or
right.
until wait, what does it say? I think it's stunned until the beginning of my turn.
Okay. Yeah, so it's stunned. It'll go ahead and...
Oh, until the end of my next turn. Okay.
Nice. So we'll go ahead and skip over this brute right here and get straight to Jaron. So Jaron, you see your fully capable companion Venlee with her martial ability knock the wind out of a creature almost 3 times her height. What do you want to do?
Oh, well, Venlee, you appear to have the ogre well in hand, so Jaron would move 10 feet forward.
Okay.
Since the ogre stunned, he can't take an opportunity attack.
Okay.
And I'd ready the attack action for when the other creature approaches.
All right. So with that, it is going to be the other creature's turn. This creature lumbers forward almost like a sumo wrestler. It taunts you, stomping on the ground with hands on its knees in a horse stance, like a sumo wrestler approaching the ring. You see it reach down into a pocket on its sackcloth pants that are pulled tight with a hempen rope. It pulls out a bit of purple dust, breathes it into the air with a puff, and then throws the rest behind its shoulder. And it looks at you for a minute through gritted teeth, and it says, "Your light's going to join my lantern." And I am going to make an attack at you with
My
a
attack.
cone of cold.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So, 60 feet. I need everyone in that range to make a con save. So
Did
that's
Jaron not get to attack?
I raised my action.
Oh,
I didn't attack.
yeah.
okay.
So you said in case it approached you?
Yeah.
Alright, so
how far away is it?
I mean it's standing it's standing within range to hit you melee now. So you can trigger your reaction. Or your held action, sorry.
Yeah, held the action.
Uh-huh.
Okay. $26.
It's
21 damage. Nice.
nice. So you take your glaive and you cleave go ahead.
Is a 14 hit?
It does not.
Okay.
You cleave across the chest of this hulking beast. Don't let me forget to subtract the damage here in just a minute. And as it takes the slash across its chest, you see where this blue shimmering skin that illuminates in the moonlight opens up to reveal purple flesh that's now dripping with a black ichor blood. The creature withdraws back a few minutes and gnashes at you with sharpened ivory teeth, with blood dripping from its lips, and it says, "I'm gonna eat you first, and then you're going in my lantern."
Would it count as a fiend?
This is actually not a fiend.
Okay, so I add divine smite damage to it.
Okay.
For my first one that hit, so 21 plus 18, so that's 39 damage to it.
All right, just remind me of that when I get there. After taking your strike to the chest, this giant creature heaves in a huge billowing breath of wind. You feel the cool air around you with a little bit of its humidity just go completely dry with a biting cold. As he goes, filling his lungs, he says, "It's time to chill," and goes as he unleashes a cone of cold, which affects all three of you, including his buddy who's stunned. So everyone needs to make a con save for me.
All right.
We're gonna go ahead and say that his buddy fails because it's a pretty high roll.
Did we take while we were in the hut, would you say that would have been a short rest?
Yes. So his buddy does not fail. I just rolled it.
I rolled a 12.
All right.
Because I got key points back.
So you fail your save.
Well, is Venlee within 10 feet of me?
She is.
Then she gets to add +6 to her save.
So 18.
Okay.
And I rolled a 22.
All right. So the two of you pass your saves, unfortunately. And let's see. You're gonna take half that damage. So give me 1 second.
I don't know why mine says I only have 45 hit points, but I have more than that.
Probably because of the Vargul's Kiss, they reduce your maximum hit point damage until you do remove curse.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So,
They only hit me like once, though, I thought.
yeah, but with their kiss, it basically their life draining kiss essentially reduces your maximum hit point value until you remove curse.
Oh, and we didn't take a long rest.
Took a short rest.
Fuck.
Well, I didn't know that.
So you're going to take, the two of you are going to take 16 points of cold damage.
Okay, that changes everything now.
As you feel your skin start to frost over, the bits of hair that hang from your head on braids, Venlee, start to crust over with frost. And Jaron, the corners of your mouth and eyes where the little bit of wetness is start to crystallize over with frosty tears. So let me go ahead and subtract the 39 points of damage from him.
Well, Jesus, that would have fucking killed me.
And it is going to be Happy's turn. So at this point, she's in the hut. I'm going to go ahead and roll another perception check for her. And she does get it this time. So from the hut, she sees this blast of icy energy go off. And she's instantly alerted to the circumstances happening down the small hill about 300 feet away. She calms the mayor's wife and says, "Stay here, it'll be safe." And walks forward through the little porthole door out of the hut. She cast Fly on herself, and she moves 60 feet toward you all. And with the telepathic bond still being up from the previous game, because she cast it while she was in the cottage, she says in her mind, "Guys, come quick! We really need your help!" And this echoes out not only to the three of you here, but you hear it in your mind, Harvey. The voice of Happy crying for help, saying, "Come quick." Avvina would hear the call, Chip would hear the call, and your new friend Jinx perks up as she sees your curious bird-like self ruffle and crane your neck sideways like a regal eagle profile on a stamped coin. Taking alert to the bat call made by your friend Happy the Wizard. So I'm just going to say that you hear the call and you can sense the direction of the problem. Harvey, what do you want to do?
All right, so I just got a telepathic. I forget which message. We need to go that way. But like I was saying, the bread has to be toasted, but not too toasted, right? And tomatoes essential, but it can't be dry. It's got to have some kind of aioli or mayonnaise or something like that.
So you point.
I hope you get about sandwiches, otherwise this will be very cold.
You point in the direction that your avian senses tingle, which ends up being the south gate of the fiefdom of Lycanstone. Heading further down the entry road towards a familiar place, the Bramblewood. You see your friend Jinx as her fur begins to stand on end with the exciting prospect for the thrill of the hunt. How do you all want to leave the town to get to your friends?
A quick question. Is Chip also in this tavern?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
Chip would have to be in the hut.
No, Chip didn't go with you guys.
Who cast Tiny Hut?
Happy did.
Oh, then the hut's gone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Happy left the hut, so it's gone.
Yeah. Oh well.
So Chip's in here as well, so I guess, and Chip heard this?
Yeah, so the three, you two, or Harvey and Chip would get the tingle. Unfortunately, Jinx is not in the telepathic bond. So Chip leans up from the bar, heavily intoxicated, and if you want to roleplay him, you can. Otherwise, you can gloss over him, and we'll just say he joined you.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, though, is he had a short rest, or is he still messed up like he is in the character sheet?
Yeah, we'll say he had a short rest.
Or long rest, I mean. Did he have a long rest?
Yeah, give him a long rest.
I can't.
Oh, maybe I.
If you can give him a long rest, that'd be cool.
Maybe I can.
Yeah, there you go.
You got
Hit that button.
Oh, fuck. Chip, where the fuck did you come from, mate? Were you sitting here the whole time?
So, do you want to do him or I'll do him? I don't care. I can do Chip if you want.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Okay. So Chip leans up from the last ale. He had his mouth on the rim like a kid that gets bored where they're like chewing on the cup and resting their whole face on it. And he takes a burp. Yeah, the little girl said something about trouble, I guess.
Yeah, let's go. Chip, you tell fuck. What's your name again? Kitty Jinx, tell Kitty Jinx about cutting down trees. This fucker here knows all about cutting down trees. Come on, we gotta go.
This is one of your friends. Oh, look, we found one already. Already doing our job.
Yeah, the rest, there's some kind of telepathic, I think that's the right word,
Ooh.
telepathic signal. We gotta go.
So how do you want to leave the town, Harvey?
I'm obviously gonna fly.
So, Harvey, you stretch out your two billowing rainbowed wings behind you, shaking a few of the feathers loose which fall to the ground and shimmer in the moonlight. And your span of about 15-foot wings just stretch outward as you take your bird humanoid-like arms, shake the pickle juice free and stretch them out. And you see Jinx look at you in a strange way as you step off 1 foot, begin to hover in the air, looking at her, directing her to follow behind. Chip says, well, I'll trudge along after. You two go ahead. And he's tying his shoes.
I wanted to see him drunkenly fly with his winged boots.
Oh, that's right. He does have them. No, we're going to do that. I completely forgot he had the fly boots. All right. Yeah, so he laces up his boots because he was tying his shoes anyway. But he's actually put them on the wrong feet, so the magic works a little different. And
He's backwards.
you know,
Backwards.
you see him like Adam and Jamie Mythbuster style trying to control the slow hover of the boots as one leg splays out in one direction and the other direction, and he almost does a splits in the air and barely face plants in the gravel in front of him, and he says, oh, this is gonna be hell. Lead the way.
And as Jinx is looking at you, she kind of like, you know, squints at you a little bit, and she reaches down to her waist and then dramatically like just flings her skirt off. So she's got like this like mid-length kind of like silk kind of really beautiful skirt. She flings it off and sort of whips it around and whips it out, and it just floats in midair. And then she's got, you know, like a little pair of pantaloons on underneath there, and she kind of like crawls up, like stalks on top of the thing, and then kind of lays down and looks at you, Harvey, and goes, "On y va."
So you see this cat reclined, stretched out on this improvised floating garment, and she lays there in a very sultry way, picking at her claws and raining her knuckles, flexing her fingers as you hear some of them crack, and she cleans the tips of the sharp, deadly instruments.
Actually, one more thing. And with that finger, when she flicks it out, as she's looking at you, she does something a little disturbing. She takes that and just like puts it to like the top of her chest and goes and draws blood, and then licks it.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to have like a hairball. But this is worse. This is worse.
So Chip sees this strange display of the cat person, and he says, I've got some gauze if you need it. Somewhere in my pack, I think. And he starts looking for a pack that is clearly not on his back as he spins around in the air, floating, trying to find his camp supplies. So just for the sake of brevity, you all take to the skies as Harvey flies through the light of the crescent moon, his bird-like sense, following the telepathic bond. Over the wall of the city, the guards shout at you all in protest as you exit dramatically above the canopy of large trees that grow around the perimeter.
Harvey's like, fuck you, mate.
You hear one of the guards below say,
Fuck your walls, mate.
You hear one of the guards below say, come back and say it to my face, bird brain! And as you all fly further off into the distance on this cloudless night, you end up flying southward about a mile or two. You know, a couple 100 feet up in the air, you can look down below, and a perspective makes way for an overgrown and poorly tended graveyard, the one you suspect to be, in fact, described by the events that you read about in the raving priest's journal with his dark ritual to resurrect his lost love, Megan Fair. And as you fly past this graveyard, you go a few more miles south, although you begin to lose count, Harvey. And in your somewhat distracted state, thinking about pickles, saltine crackers, and other sorts of things that you'd like to munch on, you fly a little off course for a minute and then correct yourself back with that magnetic pull like a goose has flying south for the winter. And you soon find yourself looming about 100 feet above a small farm hamlet with some lush crops growing very well. But the house itself is overall very old and seems somewhat untended to. You see with your hawk-like vision as the three lenses of your eyes shrink further down toward the ground, zooming in, the picture of Jaron and his looming demonic energy emanating from his hell-branded armor. And you see Venlee, your monk companion, standing in front of a hulking beast frozen in its place, drooling from its mouth, struggling to breathe, gripping onto a club, and another strange creature with wisping silver hair and a menacing look on its face. And I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys in just so that we can get this whole thing started, and I'll land you where I'd say you guys would land.
Did we just fly 1.5 miles in 6 seconds?
Probably more than that. It's about a 10-mile flight.
Oh, we just flew 10 miles in 6 seconds? Cool. Is there a sonic boom?
Yeah. Go, Gadget Harvey.
This is fire weed, mate. This is weed. Good shit.
Gets you really gassed.
It'll take you places.
All right, hold on a second. It'll take. It's like a Capital One card. All right, let me put down Chip too. Sorry, guys. Where the hell did he go? Come on, Chip. VTT's been a little slow for me right now, guys. Sorry.
I think it might be a good idea for somebody to start up a credit card in one of these D&D worlds and call it the Weary Traveler.
Right.
Like, everybody used to carry their Weary Traveler card.
So the three of you land in a one of the farmers' fields, and off in the distance you see your companions tangling with two hulking beasts. Go ahead and roll initiative for me to add yourselves to the combat tracker.
Oh, is my token not working?
You should be in there.
Yeah, I see it, but it's blank. That's weird.
Yeah, it's got stats for me.
I see it.
It's
Yeah.
got-
See it?
yeah, let me refresh. The stats are just blank. The AC, HP stuff.
Well, I see this.
D&D Beyond is being a little fake, right?
Yeah,
I
it
see
has
this-
Open up your character sheet in D&D Beyond, and then close
Oh,
it.
I have many times. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and roll my initiative.
Yeah, you can just do manual rolls if you want, or physical dice. I don't care.
Oh, and it's not populating in the tracker either. Oh, man.
Yeah, I did it to
Oh, yeah,
Venlee
quick,
earlier
quick.
too.
Okay, well, it's a 20.
Nice. I'll get you in there. I mean, anything's better than how much it was bogged down with Owlbear, though I did enjoy
Yeah.
Owlbear thoroughly.
I'm going to reload mine real quick.
Yeah, see, my HP is still 45 out of 45.
Yeah, you from having the character sheet open in a separate tab.
Huh?
Yeah, the HP showing in above VT will not update unless you open your character sheet in above VTT, leave it open for a little bit, and then close
It is.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
well.
you're. I had another copy of her open somewhere else and didn't realize it. There we go.
That'll do it, mate.
Yeah,
I'll just put you guys in there and update the numbers here. So give me just a second. It looks like Harvey's in, but I gotta change his number. Damn, I'm freezing up. Oh no, don't crash, please.
Caller.
Midstream,
Cat,
don't crash.
Jinx, or Harvey.
All right, so,
Jinx. Oh dear. Jinx is only like 5'2".
Oh shit, they're like the same height.
Oh, I thought he was tall
No,
for
yeah, I thought Harvey was really tall.
No, Harvey's 2 inches shorter than that. He's
Oh,
only
okay.
5 feet tall.
Okay.
Wow, this whole time I was imagining Harvey.
Yeah, I thought he was taller than
a
Chip.
big giant bird.
Yeah.
It's the big wings. He's got big wings.
It's not the size of the
Not his
stature,
wings.
it's the span of the wings.
He's
Yeah.
just got that. He's got that big bird energy.
All right, so what were y'all's initiatives again? We had for what, Harvey?
The wind. What's that?
Harvey, what'd you have for your initiative?
11. I'm in the combat drive.
Okay, and then what about Jinx?
Jinx had a 20.
20? Okay. And then Chip, I'm just going to give him whatever. I don't care. All right. So you all land hard to the ground. Go ahead. If you want to be known, you can. Otherwise, you can roll stealth coming in for your landing.
Harvey's gonna stay like 30 feet up in the air. Preferably.
Okay. So you don't land and hover 30 feet above the scene.
He's just circling.
Okay.
Fine, I know what it is.
What?
That's my level 5 Venlee, that token.
Oh, are you serious? Okay,
Yep.
let me bring the other one in. I apologize.
Because I know we've taken a long rest since I got bit. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
this is copy of Venlee. That's from the other game.
Yeah.
The one-shot game. Okay.
Yeah.
My
that makes
bad.
sense.
Absolutely.
No, that makes
Absolutely. We'll get you the right one in here. I
Yeah.
should have deactivated the other character, and I didn't.
So to clarify, Venlee is not cursed?
No.
No. I thought it was
Okay.
because of Vargul's kiss, but you're good.
It just kind of informed my next action, so I want to be clear.
No, you're good. I apologize. All right. So, as the new friends arrive on the scene, we had finished with who took their turn for combat last.
Happy to.
Yeah, that's right. Happy made the call, and then she used her spell to get closer. Where are you at, Venlee? I gotta add you back to the combat tracker. And you had a 24, didn't you? It was something crazy for Venlee?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So Happy takes her turn, calls for aid, and then we'll just say it gets up to the top of the round again. So Venlee, you stand in front of the stunned ogre as it snots and heaves and somewhat spittles on you, gathering its breath and clutching the club, stunned in front of you. What do you want to do?
I'm going to beat the hell out of it again.
Go for it.
And I get advantage on my hits.
Cool.
And let's
And
see.
so far, you guys have been pretty good about the time too. So I won't
Oh,
think
yeah.
I don't think I'll have to do anything about this 1 minute timer if we can keep. The
Oh, I
pace
don't.
going.
I don't think mine is going to be a problem because I do one thing.
Whack whack. Smack it a smack.
15 hits him, right?
Yep, absolutely. Pretty low AC.
Okay. Yeah. And then, God, what is going on with my sheet? And then my dice keep going underneath the game log.
Hate when they do that. Mine did that too.
And that's a 15 again.
All right, so both attacks hit.
And then, okay, so then 2 attacks.
Awesome.
And that is going to be an 11.
All right.
Nice.
And then that next one is going to be 12.
All right.
So 23. Is he still alive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has
Okay.
1 hit point.
Oh, well,
So you see your stunned.
DC con save 16.
Right. You see your stunned
So
friend.
Jaron's next, right?
Yeah, he's
No.
actually technically it would be Jinx.
Oh, but then Jaron's. Oh no, that thing.
Then
goes
it's the
before me, right?
the ogre. Yeah.
God, I don't want to flurry of blows.
No, I can just kill it next.
Yeah, but it goes before you.
I mean, you get the free bonus action attack. Did you do that already?
Oh, you know what? I'll flurry of blows, and then I'm gonna use one, and so I'm gonna hit him. I'm sure it'll hit him because I still have advantage.
Right.
Oh shoot, that's deflect missile. That's wrong.
It's all good. Let's just say you tap it and it dies, because
Oh,
unless
okay,
you're gonna spare it and leave it alive, the only thing it could do is potentially attack on its turn.
I mean, it would have been a 17.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Yep.
Thing. So then, yeah, I mean, I hit it, And then I'm only going to punch it once, obviously.
Okay.
And then I can use something where I get a d6 plus 4 if I only hit once.
Oh, recovered HP.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, so you take your staff, and this time you plunge it forward.
No, it's a
your unarmed strike.
unarmed strike.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you spring forth from the ground, delivering a coup de grace uppercut, causing its two tusk-like teeth to bite into its upper jaw, shoving them up through the jawbone and exiting through the nose, as the creature gags on its own blood and slumps to the ground dead before you. And now it is going to be Jaron's turn. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw real quick.
It's not Jaren's turn. It's my turn.
Oh, sorry, Jinx's turn. But I still need Jaron to roll me a dex save.
Okay. Is it a spell?
No.
Okay.
It's the
Okay.
DM asking. No, I'm just playing.
No, it's 15.
All right. So you narrowly avoid the lumbering mass of this ogre falling like a felled tree, and you step forward 5 feet, staying engaged with the Oni to dodge the fall of the ogre. And now it is Jinx's turn. So Jinx, did you land, or are you still hovering on your improvised carpet?
Oh, I would have landed.
Okay.
And it looks like I'm only about 40 feet away from that Oni there, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, and Jaren's over there. I don't know do you do flanking rolls in here?
Yeah, for advantage and stuff, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a little bit further than 40 actually. So she's got that tabaxi thing though, where when she moves, she can do extra movement.
Yep.
So she is going to fall. She's almost like going on all fours as she's going, and as she's kind of like just loping across the field here.
So Chitara style, you're like clawing into the ground.
Yeah. Her claws like light up and start sparking with electricity as she's doing this and leaving like a trail of sparks behind her. And I will use the bonus action. This seems like pretty light combat, so she's just gonna rage. So we're not gonna pull all the stops out yet. So she will go into a rage here, and kind of just like roar with joy as she gets on the other side of this thing, and then she's gonna start to lay.
Make me a history check as you see the strange creature.
Let's see. Sure. I'll roll that in here. Let's see.
And I trust you all explicitly, so if physical dice are easier, I absolutely don't mind it.
It says I get advantage on that.
Go for it.
Do I get advantage on that?
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know why.
Because of your lore background, I think.
Okay. Let me make sure. We'll just roll. Oh, yeah, that should do it.
All right, so Jinx, as you barrel forward on 4 legs instead of 2, clawing at the ground and skittering gravel and bits of soil behind, spraying Chip in the face, you come toe to toe with the strange hulking beast, and as you stand to 2 feet and clean a little bit of the dirt out from between your paws where the claw protrudes, you stand looking up at this creature, and it comes back to you from your late night reading, snacking on small fish and sweet caviar, laying in bed among soft silken blankets and puffy feathered pillows that smell an awful lot like Harvey. You see this image come to the forefront of your mind, and the description you penned down while studying under the other great hunters, your masters, those that trained you back in your home. And you realize with an instant that you are standing squared off against an Oni.
What the gosh?
And any knowledge you would have because of what we talked about, you would know from its creature type, its background, its modus operandi.
often mistakenly referred to as an ogre mage. All right, so she's going to.
When you say that out loud, the creature in front of you says, Well, much more sophisticated than an ogre.
Discord totally muted you there. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said much more sophisticated than an ogre.
All right, so she's going to attack actually 3 times with advantage.
Okay.
I'll just roll that in here. You know, it's going to be quicker if I roll this physical. Oh, wow, that was terrible. I am definitely rolling physical after that.
Go for it, man.
All
I'm
right,
down.
much quicker.
I'm totally down.
Okay. So, oh my god, that's also terrible. It's only a 14. And, okay, well, finally one of them hits. That's a 23. So, starting off slow. That's cool. So that is only going to be 10 points of damage.
All right.
I rolled really low on that too. So cool. All right, slow start.
Did you add your rage to it?
I did.
Okay.
That was a really low roll.
So you recoil back and you flex your clawed armored paw, and you scratch across the face of the Oni before drawing your hand back and blowing the bits of blood and flesh off of your claws before retracting them back into your knuckles. And the beast howls out and says, "Yeah, finally a real challenge." And with that, it's going to be Jaron's turn.
I am disappointed by my performance. I shall do better.
Jaron's really angry at this point because he's been trying to hold back and make sure that everyone else is okay. But now he's just going to kill the shit out of it.
Go for it.
16 hit?
I don't think so. It does not.
Okay. Really?
Nope.
There's no way that I rolled a 3 and a 4.
The luck of the dice. So you take your glaive and you attempt to make some swipes at the creature, and you notice that the one casts wide and is seemingly repelled by some strange silvery aura. The other one, as you try to cleave down the back of its spine, you fall a bit short as the heft of the weapon slams into the soil below, embedding the blade into a bit of cobblestone and rock at your feet.
I still have my bonus action.
Go for it.
And because I did attack, I get a third attack.
Uh-huh.
Even though I missed. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
14 points of damage.
Okay.
And is it a fiend?
No.
So I just get 2d8.
Okay.
Uh, 24 damage.
Okay. So your final attack, as you swirl the glaive around in your hand across your palm, you draw it back into your grip. Catching the tail end, you cause its momentum to stop midway with a full strike, pointing all of the energy towards the end of the sharpened glaive. As you deal your how many points of damage?
24.
Okay, cool. So the slash draws across its back, and you see it arch forward and go, "Ah!" And with that, it is going to be Harvey's turn. Harvey, you said you were hovering above about 30 feet. What do you want to do? Right now, you're still where you are, but you're 30 feet in the air.
Harvey's going to fly 35 feet this way.
Okay.
And he's going to be descending in height as he flies.
Okay.
He's got a 50-foot flight speed.
Nice.
Not 50, excuse me. 65.
Okay.
Harvey looks at this thing, and Harvey says, "You know, you're not quite as ugly as a zombie, but you're not. It's very hard to look at you."
First attack misses, second attack hits.
Second attack does terrible rolls. 6 points of slashing damage.
All right, so you bring your woodsman axe down across the shoulder of this Oni. The axe makes purchase, embedding a part of the head of the blade into its shoulder, sinking into the flesh and spraying a black ichor substance past the shimmering blue skin, revealing a purple flesh below. The force of the weapon and its momentum, though it's sharp, is blunt enough against the thick muscle and hide of this beast that it pushes back toward your hand, and you see the creature shrug its shoulder and say, "You're gonna have to do more than scratch me, bird."
Okay.
And bonus action unarmed strike that does not hit.
I'm gonna flurry of blows. 23. Does a 23 hit?
Hits. So far you've gotten the axe with 6 damage.
And then the 16. Does the 16 does not hit? I'm gonna use focused aim.
Okay.
Does an 18 hit?
It does.
Okay, so there'll be 2 hits on unarmed strikes.
Okay.
7 points.
Okay.
And shit. Again, terrible rolls. 6 points, so 13 more points of damage.
Okay.
I'm all.
All right. So as you go ahead,
10
movement speed reduced by 10.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'm going to not do anything with Crusher, so that's fine. Yep.
All right. So with that, it's going to be the Oni's turn. So the Oni stands in front of you, and he starts breathing a cold, vaporous air that comes from its nose and mouth as he... And with that, he is going to multi-attack and will drop its weapon to the ground, and it's going to take a claw swipe at Jinx and a claw swipe at Harvey. I'm going to go ahead and just roll those twice. Both of them, I'm assuming, fail based on y'all's AC. So we will negate that. And he does not have any bonus actions that I'm aware of. Nope. Okay. So both of its frenzied claw attacks miss. But you do notice, actually, I need Jaron, Venlee, Jinx, and Harvey to roll perception checks for me.
My above VTT just went haywire. You said perception?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull up another, I think.
Yeah, VTT's going crazy for me too, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
23 for Harvey.
It's because all these people have found out about it now, and they're playing D&D on Thursday before CR starts.
They also just released a version like 2 days ago, so
All right,
might
so
be bugging.
Harvey and Jaron, you notice with your perception that the creature, you see its skin starting to mend in certain places and sinew grow back together.
My 10 is with a +8, by the way.
Damn. And what did you get for your perception, Jinx?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to get my character back.
It's okay. We'll just see you say it because we'll say you see it because you're close enough.
Okay, yeah, and I rolled an 18 on die, so I'm sure it's pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah, you would definitely see it. The DC was pretty low. So you two notice that where you slashed across its chest, the muscle and skin have begun to grow back together. It stands a little bit back. You're breaking up there, Harvey.
Oh, I said it's regenerating.
So you see it stand up a little bit more in its form, and then it is going to be Chip's turn. So Chip landed in a daze, somewhat still drunkenly in this field down here. Go ahead, Brian, if you want to use him, move him, do whatever you can, or tell me, and we'll just try to move past his character as quickly as we can.
Well, he can't move all the way up there unless he were to like use his bonus action dash. I think he's probably gonna like stagger fly as far as he can and then just like bless you, and then huck his javelin and his hand axe, right?
Yeah, that works.
I've closed stuff down though, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
fine.
to
That's
cover if you wanna
fine.
do.
We'll just go ahead and make his attacks for you. I'm just gonna roll a d20. First roll is a critical. That's actually pretty crazy. Second roll is an 18. That's pretty crazy. So we are gonna go with these attacks. I don't know. I think it's a d8 for his. It's great.
He has a glaive.
Yeah. So he definitely hits with the glaive, and then the javelin.
Well, what I'm saying is he wouldn't be able to close far enough to do the glaive.
So yeah, then it would just be 2 javelins.
Yeah,
so
2 javelins or javelin axe or something. So
yeah,
those would be 6.
Nah, javelins will be good. So he takes 2 javelins from behind his back, strapped with leather to haphazard, array of attachments, and he gets the critical damage on the first one. So that's 2d6. So that's 11 points for the first javelin, and the second one is going to be 8 points. So he does 19 points of piercing damage as these 2 javelins huck forward to the Oni that stands menacing you all. All right. So having seen this area of skin begin to close and his posture grow back a little, once these 2 javelins embed into his pec muscles, he slumps down a little bit, coughs a black ichor of blood, and it sprays forward onto the ground. And with that, it's going to be Happy's turn. So Happy still at the hut. Now she's halfway here. She flies to meet you, and I'm just going to say that she lands like right about here. And she sees the scene with the Oni, and she looks forward and takes her wand, swishes it about the air, and you see Bob apparate in front of her feet. Then his pages open and flip back and forth as a rainbow light streaks out, bathing her face with magical energy. And she says, Bob, what are we going to get into today? And he replies back and says, anything you want will be the right choice. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. And she is going to cast... She's going to cast Web. Let's see, 20 foot cube. Nope. No, we're not going to do Web, sorry.
That'll get messy.
Yeah, right. Man.
Just do a cantrip.
Yeah, probably just Toll the Dead.
Is that what she's got on here? I'm looking at her stuff. Close wounds.
Yeah, she got Toll the Dead for cantrips. That'll probably work there.
No. Oh, yeah, she does. Okay, cool. I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I have to roll a spell attack, right?
I think
You
it's
just roll it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it takes damage. So, right, wisdom saving.
It's a
throw.
wisdom.
If it's missing any of its hit points, instead it takes 1d12. So it does take the 1d12, and it does need to make the
That's
wisdom.
2d12 because it's way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see what this
10.
bugger's stuff is.
Everybody's playing Happy.
No, I mean, I appreciate the help because I don't want this to bog down the game. Wisdom plus 1.
Everyone plays clerics.
So it actually is going to pass the save.
Oh.
Really?
Yep, it rolled a 19 on die with a plus 1.
That's crazy.
Yep. So it only takes the d8, I guess, or no damage at all.
No, it doesn't take any damage if it passes.
So she stretches her hand forth and rings out the sounds of like church bells from Notre Dame. This chorus of angelic bells rings through the night sky, and the Oni snarls over his shoulder, jarling his face in that direction. He says, "Sacred sounds and chiming bells mean nothing to me." And with that, it's going to be Venlee's turn at the top of the round.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay.
And guys, I may actually have to do a BRB, which we haven't done in this game in a while. So let's see how far we can get. I just drank too many Frescas. I was trying to get all amped up on, my DM juice, but my special Castle Cup doesn't work anymore because I don't have any batteries.
I'll jump over the body. That's
All
the
right.
dead one.
Yep.
I guess like get like I'm gonna put myself there,
Sure.
but I want to be like, right? Can I put myself here? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can stand on the creature. Doesn't matter.
And I will attack,
Nice.
and let's see. Hope I hit it. Okay, 19 hit.
Hits.
Okay. Oh shit! What did I just do? Just move something. Oh god. Let's see if this one works. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be a 22.
Oh yeah, man. Both of your attacks hit.
All right. That is gonna be 11 damage,
Nice.
and I need a con save of 16.
Okay. Oh, passes. 22.
Okay, that's why I did it. That's why I'm doing 2. Okay, went behind the thing again. That's going to be 12 damage and another con save.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Oh, so I don't need to. Oh, wow.
Yep.
I guess I just, I hop over and I kind of leap up on the dead body, and I just smack right for the head, like
So
from the side.
While it's distracted, glaring at Happy, you run forward, parkour style over the ogre's corpse, springing off of its humped back, and with the heft of momentum as you leap into the air, you take your staff, spinning it around furiously, and then slam it down onto the top of this Oni's head, cracking one of its red blazing horns free, which falls to the ground. And then the second staff, as you land to your feet, you tip over, like Kung Fu style, and send the staff up into the jaw of the creature, knocking it back. And it lays backwards, facing Harvey with its expressionless face, drooling purple blood, looking up at him. So you guys are out of combat, and you stand outside of a strange cottage with 2 gigantic, ferocious-looking, monstrous creatures, the likes of which some of you have never seen before. What do you guys want to do?
For sure, I've seen these before. Harvey, I got the impression that we were going to be fighting things that were difficult. This is very disappointing. You have led me on.
I guess is there anything on these bodies besides their weapons?
So the ogre really doesn't have anything save his weapons, which is just the great club. And then the Oni has the great club made out of moons. It's a moon-touched great club.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the ghastly lantern, which in game you don't know that, but it's just the glowing lantern which still glows with the green flame.
Okay.
And then he has some strange purple dust. And let me use the restroom, guys. I'm going to BRB, which I know we have not done in quite some time. It'll take me all of 2 minutes.
That's fine.
My bad, y'all. Talk amongst yourselves. The Mormon Tabernacle choir was neither Mormon nor tabernacle. Discuss.
We're good.
Yep. So, Venlee, you kind of nudge about the two corpses with your staff, and you see the few items that I described being on the Oni's person. His strange, moon-touched great club, the ghastly lantern, and a strange pouch with purple dust.
I guess. Who can anybody use this stuff?
A big stick? No, thank you.
I mean, I already have a big stick, so I don't need another one.
So as you all stand looming over these two dead corpses, the sounds of nature quiet. You notice that the buzzing of insects has stopped. The distant call of birds in the night have stopped. The distant sounds of croaking frogs has stopped.
Oh, God.
The chorus of cicadas in the warm night air has stopped. And as you look above, you notice that the sparse, cirrus-like clouds have basically stood still, hanging in a ring-like shape around the moon.
Does anybody know anything about weather?
Yeah, it's not natural.
Actually, I guess I will. There was like a pouch of powder, you said, right?
Yep, it's a
That's what-
leather pouch with a strange purple powder in it.
Okay, I guess I'll go over and sort of give that a little sniff and examine it to see.
So go ahead and roll me a Constitution save with disadvantage.
Well, not like I'm not snorting it. I'm just trying to find
You
out.
sniffed it. It doesn't matter. Just do it.
Close to your nose. No, fuck.
You
Gotta
don't.
check it
You
first.
don't touch magic powder. It's bad.
You're supposed to rub it on your gums first.
What went under the thing? I can't
right.
see it now.
All right.
Oh, wow.
So you somehow managed to pass your con save. But
Not your
with
first time, is it?
with that, I'm going to need you to roll me an Arcana check. as well.
Right. So yeah, what I was trying to say is I was making an Arcana check, and the sniff was for flavor. But I guess we'll run with that. All right. Why does that say I have advantage on it? What do I have advantage? Is this a blood hunter thing? I don't know.
It might be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I
Or
don't think
feral
that
sense.
applies
It might be
here.
feral senses because of the tabaxi
I know
too.
feral senses wouldn't be Arcana. I'm just gonna roll it normal because I don't know what the advantage is for.
It says advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with you having advantage. I don't care.
All right, I'll roll it twice.
Doesn't
Roll with
hurt me.
advantage.
Doesn't hurt me. I'm a story DM, okay? I like when my players get
Okay,
to have
well,
cool shit
geez.
happen.
Never
All
mind.
right. So,
Doesn't matter.
so when you sent this strange dust, not enough of the particles waft free from the small enclosure where it's cinched with the leather cord to affect you, but the sweet, intoxicating smell does hit your cat-like slit nose, and you mull over the perfumed scent for a few moments, trying to recall anything from your studies and draw a blank. It will need further examination.
Okay, cool. Next time, I will explain what I'm doing mechanically first before I add the flavor.
It's all good, dude.
Um,
I wouldn't. It was. I will promise you, it wasn't going to be anything that would have been super detrimental.
That's
It was
okay.
just for fun.
Okay, cool.
doesn't Happy have? Who has good Arcana?
Oh yeah, Happy's got mad Arcana.
Yeah. So Happy will wander forward, still nose in the book, and she says, "Well, what do you got there? And who are you?"
It's a pouch of powder. It has a lovely odor, but I do not recommend. And I am Jinx. Hello, Happy. Pleasure to meet you.
She swirls the wand about in the air and she says, "Hi, nice to meet you. Sorry. Let's see." And she mutters a couple of words to Bob and she says, "Bob, would you be a deer?" He says, "Certainly, my friend." And rainbow energy arcs forward from the pages and shoots with laser-like precision, going completely in a half crescent over the body of this dead Oni and landing like a beam of light into the hand that you have the bag in. And the bag lights up with this rainbow-like energy, and she doesn't look up from her book and continues to swish the wand about as you see numbers and figures animate above. And Bob says, oh, that's a good one, huh?" And she comes through and says, It looks like it's some sort of sleeping powder.
Oh.
It was very nearly a catnap. Cool. I don't know. I'll pocket that. The other thing was the lantern, right? So
Lantern and a big club.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was the big club. I think the only person here that might be even remotely interested in the big club would be Chip. But he would that would be like a backup thing for him.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
y'all can add it to your inventories, hawk it to somebody if you want.
And there was a funky lantern. Can Happy also ascertain what that might be?
Yeah. So she gets a newly piqued interest seeing the lantern laying on the floor of the soil enclosure for this animal pen, and stoops down and tussles it with her foot and says, wow, I wonder. And she directs the energy from Bob's book to touch the lantern, and then gets a vision in her head of the Oni and its lantern lumbering through the night and standing over its sleeping victim as it pulls its thoughts and consciousness into the green flame. And she stands back with horror and she says, "Don't touch that thing, it's dangerous!"
Too bad Venlee isn't here.
What if I use my stick?
Well, I suppose if you want to carry it on the end of Kevin's stick, that's fine, but don't touch it. It does something with your soul.
Yeah, we'll do that. Sure to be fine.
All right, so basically she's discovered that it's the lantern basically pulls in people's dream essence and eventually harvests the soul. But it is still flickering green.
That seems nice.
So as you all stand examining these two downed creatures, the stillness is still awkward and so unnerving. There's literally no sound. Upon experiencing this longer, you've realized that even the waft of the light breeze that moves the trees around you and kisses across your skin and face, somewhat chilly, it too cannot be heard, nor can the sounds of the rustling leaves.
Can I'll look around and just see if there's anything around us.
So go ahead and make me a perception check.
So Jaron is also rolling perception. And
Sorry, go ahead.
he rolled a 17 plus 9.
All right, so Venlee, with your 21, as you stand up to your feet and dust your martial arts-like pantaloons off, after, looking at anything useful this creature might have had, you tense up in a danger sense manner and scan about the cottage and the surrounding farmland. And with your perception, you see the door of the cottage creak forward about 2 inches and then slam shut. And let's see, Jaron, where's your roll? Did you roll?
I'm rolling physical dice.
Okay, what was your roll? Sorry. You said 21?
17 plus 9, which is 26.
Okay. So you too see the close of the door as it snaps shut tightly. But one additional thing you notice when you look in the direction of the door is there's something that moves about in a shadowy-like manner around the front porch of this cottage. Jinx and... Did you roll perception, Harvey? I don't know if you joined the group or not.
No, Harvey didn't roll.
Okay. So Jinx, you, from your vantage point standing next to Venlee, you perk up with her alertness and you start to sniff about the air with your cat-like sense. You also notice the door closed, but you don't see the strange shadow. Harvey, when you see your new friend Jinx sniff the air and laser focus to the direction that Venlee alerted everyone, you not only see the door close as your neck cranes around, but you see the shadowy form pace about the porch back and forth, as it disturbs the clarity of your view, looking through it almost like the ripple of a lens.
See, this is what I was talking about. Like this stuff right here.
This looks more. Well, actually, I don't see it. That's right. I just saw like the door thing, right? Never mind.
Yeah, so you would have seen the door like swing open and then slam itself shut.
Well, I guess I'm gonna slowly start to stalk towards it with the hackles up to just start getting a closer look.
Yeah, you can go ahead and move your tokens freely about. Also, strangely noticing that the slam of the door did not produce a sound.
Oh,
And
can we hear ourselves talk? Obviously.
Yes.
Are we talking in our heads?
No, you guys can hear each other talk.
also, I'd like to pick up a small rock and just toss it against that stone wall to see if I hear it.
So you stoop down to your feet real quick, never taking your glance off the door in the porch, and you blindly grab a piece of pea gravel in the earthen pathway leading up to the porch of the strange cottage. You blindly chuck it over Harvey as he ducks his bird-like head out of the way. The rock pings off of this piled stone wall arrangement, and you do not hear a sound.
Stranger. So when we get closer to this porch, anything different there?
As the two of you closely observe the porch, make investigation checks, and then I'm going to check in with Venlee and Jaron. So Venlee, it looks like you moved over to the side of the cottage. What are you doing?
What's that? Yeah.
So Venlee, it looks like you moved your token over to the side of the cottage. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting there to see what happens, if anything happens to them.
Okay. So Harvey, with your 15 investigation, you open your bird beak and you stick out your strange knobby parrot-like tongue and lick about the air, trying to taste it, and click your beak a few times, brushing some crumbs away that you notice. You do not notice anything. Jinx, when you continue to sniff the air and flex your claws as your hair stands on end, you notice the rippling shadow move fast as something darts from the right side of the porch, moves into the doorway, which only again opens about a crack and then slams itself shut again.
About how big was it?
The rippling form, it stood about 4 feet tall and probably displaced the size of about what would be a dwarf in form.
Cool. Well, I mean, clearly, Jinx's chase instinct immediately kicks in.
Right?
She sees something running, she's going after it.
Go for it.
So she's basically just going to take off and like go through the door. Whoop.
And as you go ahead.
Jaron would run after her and be like, "No, wait."
So as you approach the porch, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yes.
Why are your saving throws are at disadvantage? That must be a motif.
Excuse me.
Jaron cast the Divine Sense.
All right. So even with your disadvantage, you pass the save. So as your foot treads above the first step of the wooden platform to step up onto the porch and walk the additional 5 feet forward for the door, you feel something snag at your heel and then pull away with a snap, retracting back.
All right, so as she goes in, I guess she just shouts over her shoulder, "Be careful, there is something pointy there."
So as you walk forward into the door, you are instantly knocked prone and pushed out of the doorway. You fall back onto the porch as a hulking beast lumbers over top of you and
How rude.
snarls in your face. This creature stands on top of your shoulders, pinning you down with paws the size of a bear. and it snaps in your face. And you see a large maw open unnaturally wide. I'm assuming that a 23 hits.
Oh yeah.
And it is going to do... Bam! Come on now. 13 points of piercing damage as you are knocked prone by this hulking monstrosity of a creature that has a dog-like form, but a demonic-looking face. And with that, I need everyone who is... We're still going to keep initiative, but you all see this happen. That was a surprise attack.
Jaron would have been next, or close to Jinx, like maybe 5-10 feet away.
Okay.
Because he saw her go and he was like, no, don't, and he was running after her. Alright. So he'd be there. He'd be like on the porch.
So as you stand on the porch with this giant creature standing on top of your friend, it is going to take another attempt at biting her. And so if that was it just knocking you out the door, this is its surprise round. Let me just go ahead and I might have to switch to physical dice because this is taking too long. Oh, it's a fucking critical. Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Try not to be too happy with that, DM.
Dude, you guys always kill my monsters.
So I get an attack if something enters with my threat space, so...
It's not in your threat space, boy.
Okay.
So it's going to do 19 points of piercing damage as the maw snaps down onto your face, grazing across your ear, your eye, and your nose, clamping down over your own mouth with a locked jaw.
You're way too happy about this.
And with that, I am going to need Jaron to make a dex saving throw with disadvantage.
Even though I'm not going in the house?
Yep.
Yeah,
Listen to your DM. He knows what he's doing. He's got all this planned out.
It was our
There's
report.
like a trap there.
It's not a trap.
Something there. Fuck. Oh, fuck.
All
you're
right,
already-
so you fail your dex save, and you feel something snap around your leg and pull you forward into its grasp. You have now been engulfed and pulled down into the soil as you struggle for breath. Harvey, you witness your friend being pulled into this shadowy mound of brush that is growing around and about the stone wall as you see him disappear down into the soil as vine-like tendrils snap and whip about, withdrawing themselves underground again. Venlee, you would also see this from the corner of the house, and we'll also say that Happy, while examining the ogres, is aware of the sound of the Mastiff plowing through the door and knocking Jinx prone, and Jaron, his deeper tone voice going, "Whoa!" as he's ripped from his own footing and pulled down under the ground. And we're in combat, folks.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to follow the initiative order. The Shadow Mastiff got its surprise attack, and so did my other beastie. And with that, it is going to be Venlee's turn.
Okay.
What's up, Homebrew? How's it going, Obni?
And I guess I can I see this thing?
See what
Or
pulled...
is it just invisible?
What got Jaron?
Yeah.
You can see where it was, but you can no longer see it.
Oh shit.
So you just saw him. You saw soil burst forth, vine-like tendrils grab, pull him forward, and engulf him underground. And the vine-like tendrils snap back and retract underneath the soil.
Oh no.
Yep,
I'll be fine. I'll strength check out of it.
it's pretty fucked up.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about what I can do, Jason. I guess I'll run over there and just see if I can. I don't know. No, fuck.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run like right here.
All right. So
And then,
you run
And then
forward.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna hold an action.
Okay.
If something try and grabs me.
All right. So you hold
That's
your
gonna-
action,
Yeah, I'm gonna
observing
hold
the
my,
space in the ground that is disturbed soil where you saw your friend Jaron dragged below.
Yeah. So I'm
Alright.
gonna just hold like my two attacks.
All right. So with that, it's going to take us to Jinx's turn. What are you going to do, Jinx?
Cool.
So you are knocked prone with the snapping face of this shadow mastiff gripping onto you with its kiss of death, just digging its teeth into your jaws.
Yeah, I got it.
Roll me a contested strength to see if you
Hang
can
on.
push him off.
No.
no,
Let
no.
me have my damn turn.
Do it. Sorry, dude. Go for
All
it.
right. So this thing's on top of her, and Jinx goes, "Yes, finally, this is more like it." And for the bonus action, she just goes, and she just hulks out. She gains like 30 pounds of muscle mass at about 6 inches, and just like her features go from that kind of domestic cat thing to this sort of tiger-looking thing. And now I will make that check with advantage. Thank you very much.
Do it. That was awesome. So Harvey and Venlee, you all would notice your new friend as her form just literally roid rages She-Hulk style from a sexy, sultry, black and white, long-haired tabaxi cat with vicious claws to the beast-like form that is only rivaled by the largest of werewolves that you all saw in the lore of Larue. So you rolled your save, or your check. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was just a dirty 20.
And he got a 19, so you beat me by 1. That's pretty awesome.
Cool. Now, was that my action to have to do that?
No, it was just a contest. I'm not gonna do the prone thing as using your action. I just wanted you to roll it to see if you could.
All right. Cool. So then I guess she like gets like does that cat thing on the back that they're so good at, and just like kicks the shit out of them to get them off, and then immediately rolls up and just like and like comes at him there. Let's see. So now she is in hybrid form. Yeah. So in order to change to hybrid form with the Blood Hunter, by the way, this is kind of weird. It's like you have to actually go in and edit the character, and right now it's above VTT. Every time you go in to edit the character, it all freaks out.
That sucks, dude. I'm sorry, man.
Just so you know, so I have to like keep ducking out of the game to do that. All right, cool. Anyway, let's see. I guess I'll go reckless here just in case.
Do it.
I've already used my bonus action, so I only get 2 attacks right now because I'm not raging yet.
So, Avvina, if you're still watching, this is our Baba Yaga's Revenge homebrew game that we've been playing. It's been pretty interesting. Creatures hunting after this witch plaguing a town. But thanks for coming by and checking us out. What do you got, Brian? What'd you roll for me?
It's a 26 and a 25 to hit.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Both hit.
All right.
So you furiously claw the underbelly of this mastiff that has you pinned down, or had you pinned down, rather.
Yeah, so the first one is 16 points of damage. 5 of that is electrical, and the other one is 11 point of damage.
16 and 11, so a good 27 points. Awesome. So your electrical charge emanates from the tips of your claws. Excuse me, I did something wrong. And the scratches rend its rotting flesh open more as it rains a putrid red blood onto the porch. And you see it shaking with the electrical current as it goes. And with that, it was the ogre's turn, but he's dead. Let me go ahead and delete him. Jaron, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, he did. 26.
All right. So you burst free from the clutches of this strange creature that engulfed you. You are going to have to use half your movement speed to emerge from below.
Fair enough.
So
Do I take any damage?
No.
Okay. Do I see the creature?
So, being buried in this soft soil that the creature pulled you below, you look down and you see the creature, or at least part of it, at your feet, attempting to hold on to your metal boots of your hell-glazed armor. And you notice it's just a series of plant-like vine tendrils with little wisping fingers that come off and a row of teeth and what appear to be hulking arms that push up from other adjacent holes under the ground. And as you claw your way up from your buried alive condition, milling your way back through the recently disturbed soil, what do you want to do?
So I still have my action.
Yeah, you just had to use half your movement speed to get out of the...
Can I beat it with a stick?
It's underground. How are you going to beat it underground?
Well, I just had to crawl up out of it, so I'm assuming some of it's exposed.
So,
That's why I asked you.
No, it's like 10 feet underground.
I have a 10-foot reach.
Fair enough. I mean,
Can I plunge my glaive into the ground?
Yeah, so we'll say once you climb free and you stand to your feet, you're like standing at the top of a hole that's filling inward as the vine-like tendrils pull the soil back around itself to conceal its entry, and you stab the glaive down in. That works. I forgot about the reach on that weapon. I apologize.
No, that's why I asked.
No worries.
So
make your attack for me, sir.
I'm so going to physical damage.
Yeah, just do physical.
That one,
oh, that was nice. 29.
Yeah.
That definitely hits.
It's over 16.
All right, so you take your glaive and plunge it down into the disturbed soil, and you hear like a as the creature shrieks when the glaive plunges into the mass.
Does a 22 hit?
It does.
Three damage.
All right. You pull the glaive free from the soil and plunge it down more violently the second time as the creature shrieks again and vine-like tendrils withdraw deeper into the soil.
And my bonus attack only has a 5-foot reach, so I'm going to say that I can't reach it with my bonus attack.
Works for me.
Okay.
All right. So with that, it is actually this creature's turn. So the creature is going to use its full movement and its special ability to retreat from the scene a little bit. It withdraws itself further down into the soil, and it moves back. Well, you wouldn't be able to see it because it's underground, so let me go ahead and hide it. Moves back away from you, not triggering the attack of opportunity because it's underground.
I figured.
It is going to force through some vine-like tendrils that protrude up from a row of beets growing in a field. And as you see these tendrils animate, you see down below the mounded up hills of dirt where the tendrils protrude and the beets grow out of some strange animation of twigs begin to gather together with other bits of farm refuse as two creatures pop forth from the soil. Actually, yep. Come on, unhide already. And with that, it is going to end its turn. Harvey, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Right. Harvey takes out his sling, and he's going to take one of his gizzard stones, place it in the sling it around his head. Push the stone at the dog in the door. It's not that I don't like dogs, but I don't like that one.
So you take your gizzard stone and put it in your jockstrap. Jockstrap slingshot that you used in the previous game and huck it at the dog. It hits and you do 6 points of piercing damage. I'm assuming that's what it is, or is it bludgeoning?
Bludgeoning.
Okay.
I'm going to take a second attack.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
All right. Also hits.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, how do you want to do this?
Oh, I just drill it right through the eye with the gizzard stone. Just
So the first one hits it in the
shattering
nose, causing it to snarl, and then the second one plunges deep into the rotted forehead of the sunken skull of this creature as it slumps forward like the Rancor.
Harvey's like, this is in no way an indication of how I feel about dogs. I like dogs, but I don't like that one.
But Monsieur Harvey, it's nice to know you care about me.
All right, so Jinx thanks you for your
I'm
rescue.
gonna fly up. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fly up in the air a bit. All right, so I've got some bonus action stuff I can do.
Go for it.
Harvey's gonna cast Thorn Skin on himself.
Awesome.
He's actually not gonna fly in the air. He's gonna fly directly over to these guys, right next to this one, possibly, and be about 5 feet off the ground.
All right. So you hover 5 feet above this strange, small creature about the size of a goblin that has recently been formed from the farm refuse and twigs that surround the garden bed. As it chitters and scratches about the air trying to reach you, you just hear...
Oh yeah, you're gonna go to the compost pile.
All right, so with that, it was the Oni's turn. Let me delete him from the combat tracker. It is now Chip's turn. So Chip, still getting over his intoxicated state. Go ahead, Brian. What do you want to do with him?
I mean, there's only one thing to hit here, so I guess he's gonna try and hit it, but it's pretty far away, right, from where he is?
Let's see. I
5,
think you're probably
10,
about 50 feet from the closest one.
25, 30. Yeah, so I guess he'll just use his action and his movement to get all the way up here, and then he will go into an inebriated rage, I suppose. So he used his action bonus action to get there. I guess he's probably still flying. That thing lasts like 4 hours. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he just like chitty bang bangs over there.
Nice. Plops down on the ground haphazardly and catches his breath. Man. And then hefts his weapon over his head to make an attack with rage.
Well, I mean, he uses bonus action to rage, but he had to use his action to get there.
Okay, cool. So he just stands face to face with the twig blight.
Yeah, and he rogue rages.
All right, cool. So with that, it is going to be this guy's turn. You see the twig blight, and he chitters and chatters, looking back for approval at the vine-like tendrils that direct its path. And it goes and wanders forward and shambles over the garden wall to square off against Jaron.
Well, that's a bad idea for him.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's
So-
all good.
Jaron gets an opportunity attack when it enters its set space.
Go for it.
Yeah, let me make sure I do the right roll because I don't get proficiency on it. So it's only plus 11.
Only plus 11.
Does a 16 hit?
Absolutely. They're twig blights.
I mean,
No, I know, I'm just fucking with you, dude.
So, I mean, I know they have no HP. I don't know what their HP is. 24 damage.
All
I'm
right.
going to assume that I crush it to death with my reaction.
Yeah, so as the thing climbs over the garden wall and stands before you, hunched over, clawing up at the air, trying to attack you, before it can even reach you, you just sling the glaive from one shoulder across to your chest to the other in a sweeping motion, rending it in half, and Jaron laughs. Scraps for the fire.
That is not what Jaron would say, but okay.
Oh, Grazit, sorry, not Jaron.
Yeah.
My bad. And so with that, it's going to be Happy's turn. Happy notices the commotion, and at this point, she's just going to play detective. So she is going to cast Fly on herself and hover over the top of the cottage, scanning the scene to see if anything strange is happening. And I'll have her roll perception. That's an 18. So plus her modifier, as she looks about and sees the cottage, she's able to pick out the fact that the mound has grown up, or the creature with the vine-like tendrils has tendrils growing up and moving about all 3 plots of crops. The pumpkin patch, the radishes, and the hedge of purple cabbage to the right. And she shouts down at all of you, "Be careful! There's something going on in the fields!" And just because I feel like she would do this, she's going to point at what she sees wriggling in the pumpkin patch, and she casts Fireball.
Okay.
Well, you can never be too careful.
Yeah, with pumpkins? Yeah.
Because Fireball is super careful.
Yeah. Man, I really hate running other people's characters. I totally get this now. Also because
It's hard.
It is
It's
tough.
really hard.
Yeah. For those of you watching, notes to self: don't sub in for your friends unless you really know their character, because it's harder than it seems. Oh gosh, Fireball. I haven't used a wizard in so long, guys. Help me out. I'm looking through a
It's a
character
third
sheet.
level spell.
There we go. 8d6.
There.
Yeah. So we'll just roll it in the character sheet. I'm not even going to worry about it. So she plants this fireball down in the pumpkin patch, doing 35 points of total damage. And you see the whole field light up. Let me go ahead and try to make some saves real quick for homeboys.
The wanton destruction of all those pumpkins is going to haunt her dreams.
It's good. Yeah, cause it's gonna light the entire pumpkin patch on fire.
Absolutely. Let's make a signal fire for our friends. I'm sure they all fail. One fails. Another fails. Another fails. And another fails. So all 4 of these creatures that are now revealed by the overwhelmingly hot, blazing orange flames that light up the night sky, also not making any sound. You hear screeching as a chorus of hideous voices rings out. And laying in the remains of the charred pumpkins, you can see the burnt outline of a tied together series of knots that support wooden frameworks with burlap sacks over their heads and the bits of straw stuffed in the bodies as they all lie dead.
Did the fireball make a sound?
No.
Oh, happy.
No, the
Weird. That's creepy.
fireball made no sound. And with that, it is going to be top of the round.
But I could hear like the nasty dog on top of me though, right?
Yeah, you could hear it snarling in your face.
Okay.
And did we hear the scarecrows die?
You could hear their shriek, yes, but you could not hear the sound of the fireball.
Okay.
So,
This place gets weirder and weirder.
We can hear voices, but we can't seem to hear things. It's bizarre.
All right. So with the field ablaze and the sky lit up around the cottage, you see the thing that had its tendrils in the pumpkin patch withdraw as the soil below everyone's feet begins to rumble, and the earth begins to quake slightly. And with that, it is going to be the top of the round with Venlee.
Can I see anything?
You can roll a perception check real quick if you'd like to look at greater detail.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, everything's invisible or burned up or underground,
Yep.
which doesn't do well for me. God dang it. That is 25.
Absolutely. So you do notice that the beast itself tends to be it seems like it's rumbling about the center field where the radishes grow as the soil starts to cave inward some, almost like a sinkhole, drawing one of its minions in closer to it. And you see Chip sink about 1 foot into the ground. 1 foot into the ground. You also notice in the purple cabbage patch to the right of it, or your left, I guess, based on you looking at it, two additional creatures have been spotted hiding among the vegetables that chitter and chatter about as well.
Okay, I'm not gonna run over to this one. I'm gonna jump over the wall,
Okay?
like Super Ninja style.
Nice. So you
And
leap over
then-
with one hand, like pommel horse style.
Yeah. And then I can see it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna attack that twice.
Nice. Go ahead and make some attacks.
That is 13.
Hits.
Okay. This is yeah, that's gonna hit. Nope, maybe not. Rolled over on me. 11.
Does not hit.
Yeah, it rolled over on me right at the end.
Cack!
The
No, I'm
night-
just playing.
It was a 19.
That's the worst.
Okay, so I'll just do one.
All right.
And that'll be 9 damage.
All right. So as you take the staff, you leap over the wall one-handed, land to your feet, and you swish the staff across your midsection, Bruce Lee style, with a wah! And you see the pile of garden refuse and twigs rend asunder in its midsection and chatter before the sound stops.
And I guess I don't really want to use. Well, I still need health. So I still have plenty of movement, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can I get to the other one?
Yeah,
Okay. Can I flurry of blows?
absolutely. If it's in your action
Okay.
economy, you can do it.
Yeah. I can flurry. I think it's just unarmed attacks. I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't have to keep attacking the same thing. So unarmed strike. Come on, baby. I can't see it because it went into my sheet again. 13 hits.
Also hits.
Okay. See what this one does. That's going to be an 8 damage.
Similar. You draw your fist closed, white-knuckled, and your knuckles crack as the two bony protruded knuckles that you have trained against stone and tree punch forward like viper's fangs into the face of this newly formed creation. You plow forward through what would be its skull, and you send it splintering down to the ground and the garden mound it stands on.
So it's dead too?
Yep.
Okay. So then I'm going to roll my 1d6 plus 4. See if I heal for anything. Oh, I heal for 6.
And with that, it is going to be Jinx's turn. So, Jinx, you lick your wounds, stand up, seeing the corpse of the Shadow Mastiff hulking over the entryway to the cottage, blocking the door from closing. What do you want to do?
Well, part of me wants to go in the door, but a part of me realizes there's a game afoot. So let's see. She can move 40. So that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 gets me right there. So she, again, like this time, like this hulking form of her comes like, bounding up, and attacks this twig blight here. I pull up a sheet here. Let's see. So that is a plus 10. So that's an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Cool. So the first one does. Is that right? Yeah. So the first one does 15 points damage.
As you go to strike the twig blight with your outstretched claws, you cleave into its wooden body and you send it scattered to the wind like the chaff that's burned by the farmer.
And as that happens, she looks up at Harvey and she says, "Harvey, you take my prey, I take your prey too. This is a fun game." Ha! And then,
Little cat and mouse going on. Cat and bird. Tweety.
and let's see, and then she'll use her tabaxi thing to double her movement for a thing. So as she does this, she like gets back on the ground, looks up at Harvey, like shakes her hindquarters like a cat does, and then bounds back back across here to get back up on the porch and beside the door.
Nice. So you spring backwards nimbly, Venlee taking notice of her graceful movement, and Harvey impressed by the spring-footedness of your feline friend. She lands back on the porch, licking her claws, removing the dirt and debris.
Shouldn't speak for Harvey like that. I'm not sure that's how he feels.
Yeah, that's true.
Harvey's like, oh, that's a fast.
It's one fast kitty cat. All right, so it is Jaron, you're up.
Okay, so is the plant monster an aberration?
Nope.
So detect evil and good wouldn't tell me what it is.
I don't believe so. I can double check though. Give me 1 second.
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead.
No, I don't think it's any of those. I think it's just considered a beast or a monstrosity. No, it's plant. Large plant.
Plant.
Oh, that's simple.
Large plant.
Okay. If it's a straight plant, detect poison and disease should work.
Detect what?
Poison and disease.
There's nothing poisonous or diseased
You
about
can
it.
sense the presence of poisonous creatures and diseases.
It's not it's not a poison or a disease.
It can't poison us?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a large plant.
Okay. Well, Jaron has a solution anyway. He's gonna walk 30 feet forward. Can you do that for me?
All right. So are you going around the garden wall or climbing over?
We'll say that Jaron climbs over it and you can subtract it as difficult terrain.
All right. So 5, 10, 15. How far do you want to go?
Put me next to Harvey if I
1,
can
2,
get there.
5. You can.
Put me there.
You stand next to Harvey.
I cast Word of Radiance.
Okay.
Which is a 5-foot AoE spell.
Okay.
And I am exempting all the party members from the damage.
Okay.
Which I have to say because... So, anything within 5 feet of me needs to make a DC 20 con save.
All right.
Or take 11 points of radiant damage.
You said 5 feet?
5 feet.
It's 10 feet below your feet. Underground.
5 feet radius.
It's 10,
it's
10
feet
feet
below you.
underground.
Spell compare.
It's literally buried underneath of the soil. It's withdrawn itself underground 10 feet. You stand about 6 feet tall. You had to climb out of a 10-foot hole to get out of the underground and pull yourself back above the soil. It's been moving around underground 10 feet below the soil. If the radius is 5 feet, it would penetrate 5 feet below the soil, but I mean, it's not going to reach the creature.
Does it aerate the soil?
The sun tussles about it. I'm not trying to be a hard ass. I'm just. It's a difficult fight. I want it to be a difficult fight.
Oh, well, can I use True Sight to see what it is?
Absolutely.
I didn't want to have to do that. I felt like that
Well.
was cheap.
No, I mean you've got it.
Yeah.
So I flick on my demon eyes.
So a second set of eyelids click behind your own, and a slitted pupil appears in the place of a humanoid round pupil. A purple slit now forming with a red blazing fire in the middle. You hear your friend answer you. What's the matter, boy?
There's a giant plant underneath the ground. I need to know about where it is. Can you help me out?
I didn't think I was going to be playing god and servant to you, but if I must. And you see a set of purple gaseous-like arms descend past your own hands and past your glaive, and long inky-like fingers with sharp black tips point downward into the soil and below, and your head snaps downward against its own will as you look down at your feet, and your vision goes to that of almost like a thermal vision as you can see through the obstruction of the soil and the outline of this hulking mass of vines and teeth and twig and limb formed together to make this giant beast. And the vision snaps back to your own, and Grazit says, some sort of giant plant beast. I don't know what you humans call them, but he's down there, dragging about.
We call it a giant plant beast. Thanks for helping me locate it.
Yes, I mean, he's 10 feet literally below your feet, underground.
That's fine. I can stab it with my glaive. Now that I know where it is.
So you take the glaive and hoist it above your shoulders.
And I just stab it into the dirt again.
And you plunge it down into the soil that is somewhat loose. Make your attack.
28.
Hits. Alright. So you plunge the glaive down into the soil and you hear a little bit of a shriek as it makes purchase with some sort of element of the creature hiding beneath the soil. Second hits as well. Go ahead and roll your damage on that.
42.
Okay.
I'm not gonna smite it.
Okay.
So will I be able to track it as it moves?
Yeah, with the true sight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to clarify.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna be done.
All right. So it's going to take its turn. And so having been accosted by the force of your glaive plunging through the soil, the creature is going to move away from you. It's going to use its maximum movement speed.
Its movement speed goes down by 10 feet. Sorry.
Okay. So it can...
Slasher.
No, it's fine. It can make it just... You track it moving underneath your feet. I'm assuming that you would rotate around following it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you see it, like a purple aura underneath the soil, still 10 feet below the surface as it goes back to its original rooted spot just beside the garden wall. It forces out a tendril that snaps out in the direction of Jinx. And Jinx, I need you to make a strength saving throw with disadvantage. Excuse me, dexterity saving throw. That's what I had Jaron do earlier, not strength. Strength is to break the condition. Dex save!
Did you say Dex with disadvantage?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, I got advantage on that because of Barbarian, so I'll just do it straight.
Yeah, normal roll cancel.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, that's plus 9, so dirty 20.
You pass. So, similar situation as before, something doesn't want you going in the house as the creature made a point of rushing forward and using the same tactic as a vine protrudes, crawling its way up and around the the one step of this wooden porch that's about 3 feet above the soil level. The vine circles around your cat-like foot as you pull it free and dust the soil off. The vine snaps back, withdrawing below the soil, and you hear a hiss in the distance, about 10 or 15 feet away. And with that, it's going to end its turn. Harvey, you're on deck. So out of sight, you can't see it, you can't really get to it because it's 10 feet underground. You saw Jaron poke something and heard some shrieking hisses, and then you witnessed the dissettled soil and the snapping of a vine as it attempted to grab your friend Jinx. What do you want to do?
I should have chosen to fail.
Let's spice things up a bit.
That would have been more fun. Oh well.
Well, this is a strange situation.
Harvey, roll me an insight check, actually.
Seems to be an underground plant monster. It's a 19.
All right, so with your 19, you immediately connect the same tactic that happens to Jinx as being linked specifically to it protecting entry of an unwanted intruder inside of this house.
Can Jaron tell Harvey the location of the thing?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can talk amongst yourselves as free action.
Can Harvey see the tentacle that it has stretched out?
You could see where it's withdrawn back into the soil. So basically, just below the porch is where it would have grown out, and it's withdrawn back in this area.
And Jinx had like 2 attacks that she never took before. I assume she's using them to like claw furiously at the ground where it went back in right now.
Nice. How dare you, you bastard!
So Jaron would turn to Harvey and be like, the plant monster, they're 10 feet underground, right on the other side of the fence, as you go down the path.
Okay. Harvey is going to Harvey's going to fly up about 10 feet off the ground.
Nice.
And is the door open or shut?
It is open because the body of the Shadow Mastiff bars its closure.
Can I see inside?
Absolutely. And I'm just going to give it to you based on previous perceptions because you rolled so well. So you see your friend Happy perched about the top of the roof with Bob studying the scene. When you look inside the house, you see a strange green glow that flickers from a table set with 3 place settings.
Okay. Harvey's going to use a bonus action to face step 40 feet into the cabin.
All right. So you face step. Go ahead and move your token inside.
Boop. Right there.
All right. So as you enter the cabin, immediately the fireplace lights up and the candle on the table lights up, and the two of them roar with a thunderous sound that fills the room and almost deafens your ability to hear with your sensitive bird-like ears. Stop dragging the map, fucker, let go. That's my only complaint about VTT. Come on.
This is not a good night for tech.
Yeah, what the hell, for real? It's like locking. All right, stay. There we go. So the fireplace roars to life, and the candles placed about the table roars to life, and you just hear this overwhelmingly loud roaring fire sound that fills the air. It's just as the blaze comes to life, I am going to fuck your world up.
I've still got my action too, by the way.
That's fine. You can go ahead and do your action as you see the scene take place.
No, I want to
That's
see what
fine.
happens first.
It's not
See what
gonna
happens
matter.
Harvey, you could be in a hack if you want.
No, I don't want to hold anything. I want to see what happens first.
Okay.
All right, so
I mean, I can try something first.
all right, no, it's okay. So when you face step into the house and these two creatures come ablaze, with filling the room with a roaring orange and green flame. All of a sudden, you just hear the whistling sound as though fireworks go off. So it's like, and you see 3 projectiles from the west of the, 3 projectiles come from the fireplace, and 3 projectiles swirl from the table. And give me 1 second here. All right. As you come into the room and these flames come to life and it rolls forever. You are struck about your body with the pummeling effect of force as 6 magic missiles plow into you and deal 15 points of force damage.
Shield.
All right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yay.
I dig it. So your shield goes up as the magical protection aura surrounds your body. This invisible barrier protects you from the swirl of magical darts that attempt to make purchase with you. Go ahead. What do you want to do with the rest of your turn?
Oh, I'm gonna fly the rest of the way over here and start hitting this thing. So it's gonna be a dirty 20 and a 28 to hit.
All right, both hit.
All right, so Harvey's swinging his axe at this thing. It's gonna be 11 points of damage and 13 points of damage. Combined 24 points.
All right. So you take your woodsman axe and you fell. Oh, what the hell, man? Okay. Anyway.
I killed it. It's gone.
It's gone. Wow, nice. Good
It's
job.
so dead. No, I'm just... All right, what was it you said? How many points? I'm so sorry. 30 what?
24 points.
24 points. Okay.
Magical slashing damage.
Yeah. Nice. All right. I gotta... What the fuck? Minus 24. Enter. There we go. So you slash at the candle seated about the table that supports this emblazed orange and green flame. And as you approach it to hack into it, you notice that this flame is produced by a floating disembodied skull with a chittering jaw. The roaring sound of the fire dissipates a little bit, and you just hear the chattering of a jaw and a hellish shriek. And with that,
it's not scary at all.
with that, I'm just gonna skip over Chip. I really don't want to handle him or Happy right now. So back to the top of the round. Venlee, you're up. So Happy has entered the cottage, and you guys see the night sky fill with glow that forces its way through blurry leaden-poured glass windows and the open doorway that is forced to an open state by the body of the Shadow Mastiff.
I thought Happy was on the roof of the cottage.
No, he's inside. He went.
No,
No,
Happy.
Harvey.
Oh, sorry, Happy. I meant
Harvey.
Harvey. Yes,
Okay.
I said Happy, meant Harvey. Thank you.
Can I?
Like multiple times. It's okay though.
He like face stepped in.
Yeah.
So people still can't get in through the door.
You can try. I mean, the only thing that's prevented or tried to prevent anyone from going in is the snapping vine attack.
I'll get right up to the door, I guess,
All right.
and then I guess I'll try and shove it open.
The door's already open because the dog is laying in front of it. The dog is laying in the doorway, preventing the door from closing. It's dead.
Oh, okay.
So you would have a clear shot at the one enemy engaged with Harvey. And if you leaned in to look, you would have, I'd say, like partial cover on the other one based on the furniture in the room and trying to look around the doorway.
Okay, let me see what I can do. I can do a key point to do something. I can key point to Step of the Wind.
Nice.
And I will come inside.
All right.
So I'll just like step right here.
So
And then, so I see the one on the left now.
yeah, when you enter the house, you feel the floor of the cottage begin to shake. Harvey, you as well. The whole cottage is quaking violently as Venlee enters.
Okay, I'll run over to, and I see that thing. I'll run over to it.
Okay,
Have my 2 feet on the chairs,
nice.
and I'll smack at it twice.
Go ahead and make your attacks.
Hey, that one actually didn't go underneath. 16.
Hits.
Okay. And let's see what the second one is. Oh, come on. That's 17. So
Also hits.
I will go for it twice with my staff.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. That's 11. And then I will go. Oh yeah, 12. Nice. So 23.
All right, so you smack into this flame skull for 23 points of damage.
That's all I can do.
All right,
So I used my bonus action already.
Jinx, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Cool. So claws are out and everything. So Jinx is going to go in, but she's going to go in weird. She like goes up the wall, and like claws digging into the wall. Like it kind of climbs up the wall and kind of over the up through the top of the entryway there, and then it's like kind of hanging, sort of like half like on the ceiling and half on the
Nice.
wall over here.
Nice.
And looks in and she goes, Harvey, would you like? Oh, sorry, Harvey, would you like some help?
Oh, because you're still in your big hulked out form. That's so great. So you claw your way in like a jungle cat, clinging to the walls and digging into the wooden timbers of this cabin. Excuse me. And what do you want to do?
Well, I just said, Harvey, do you want some help?
Is Harvey with us?
Where is
Did he
Oh
drop?
yeah, yeah. No, it was just cutting out. I had to reset it. I'm here. Yeah, come help.
I was
Skull.
invited. And she charges over here then, just delighted that she was invited to help. And what the heck? We're using up all the resources here. I'll go ahead and bonus action rage. There's still some more stuff going on, so we're gonna get fully amped up here now.
Oh yeah.
All right, that'll help next turn. So let's see. She's going to attack this thing. She can attack it 3 times right now.
Go for it.
All right. And I'll go reckless.
Go for it.
Natural 20 on the first one.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right. So I'll go ahead and roll that first. We can get that done. That is going to be 9, so 18 plus 6 is 24 points of damage.
Nice.
All right. And if it's still there, the second one, yeah, it's like a 24 to hit.
Awesome. Also hits.
And that is going to be, nice, 11 plus 6 is 17 points of damage.
Awesome. How do you want to do this?
Cool, yeah. So so this is like, is this like one of those floating, like flaming skull things that we're dealing with?
Roll me a history check.
Oh yeah, sure. I get advantage because it's a thingy ding here. So it's a 24.
Yeah, so you flash to a memory of one of the pages of your book, and you recall it to be a flaming sphere. Or flame skull, excuse me. Flame skull.
Right. So as it goes down, she looks up at Harvey and goes, "It is down, but it is not out.
I love it.
It must be destroyed with holy water or some such." And then, just at him again, shakes her haunches, and again now launches at. Wait. Actually, how much movement did she use?
You went from the porch.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. And then she kind of runs over here, swings around the corner, gets over here within striking distance of this one, and takes her last attack on that guy.
Do it.
And that is terrible. It's a 15 to hit.
Also hits.
Oh yay! And that is a total of 12 points of damage to that one.
All right, so you smack into this other flame skull with a swipe of your claws across it. You send a few teeth knocked out of its jaw.
Yeah, it needs like holy water or something to actually keep it down.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I should recall that from my personal lore.
Yeah, and because of the feat, like if you get that revealed by a dice roll, you do have my permission to look it up on D&D Beyond in the source material. Let's see. So, Jaron, you stand in the radish field, a twig blight nipping at your heels, and Chips as well. Chips rather engaged with it at the moment, so you hear the roaring sound penetrate from, oddly enough, just the doorway. And it's so focused, it's like an area mic, where you're pointing it in a distance and it just picks up on that one noise. The rest of the world around you is basically silent, but the roaring flame inside the cottage does break through as a great light bursts forth. You hear a scuffle happening in the cottage as things are being strewn about, and you witness Jinx scramble in through the doorway and across the ceiling and down the wall. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go to the point because I can see it. I'm gonna go stand right next to it, and then I'm gonna stab it until it's dead.
So you are standing above the plant as it's submerged 10 feet below the soil, and you would like to make some attacks. Go for it.
Now, because it's underground, I can't cast any spells. I have to use my glaive, right?
I would say because of True Sight, you could target it, because it's, if the spell says you can see, you technically can see it. It's just sensibly from the mechanics of how the spells work, it would have to be a spell that you could place in that space. Because
I'll just do Divine Smite because that will work. Because it goes off the weapon attack.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm good. Okay, let's see if D&D Beyond wants to work. 18?
Hits.
$17 damage.
Okay.
27 definitely hits.
Nice.
18 damage.
Nice.
Not done.
You pump that smite.
Well, no, got my bonus attack. 21 hit.
Nice.
Now, I will roll my smite. Because this thing has really pissed me off. So I'm going to smite it twice. Which will be... And I'm so mad. I'm going to smite it at second level.
Okay.
So it's going to be 68
Good
of holy
Lord.
damage.
Holy cow.
So let's see what we got. So that's 28 points of bleeding damage.
Alright, so how do you want to do this?
At this point, just damn this stupid fucking plant die already. So he's just plunging his glaive into the ground, and you see this ultraviolet light go through the glaive, and it's just stabbing into this creature until it can't take any more damage.
And as you continue stabbing down into the ground, you hear the shrieks of the creature below, and you witness little vine-like tendrils that were hiding among blades of grass shrivel and withdraw like snakes, and you just hear the cackling of your demon friend. That's right! Take that, you son of a bitch! And you've completely wasted the shambling mound. I homebrewed some stuff into it. I know it does not quite do what I did with it.
I know. I was like, holy crap, that's really hard to kill.
All right.
So
I'm
going to say I use my action and my bonus action, and I use my movement. So I'm going to say I can't do anything else.
All right. So with that, it is going to be Homeboy's turn. So the flame skull that you face down standing in the chair stares at you, and you see it chatter its jaw erratically. And then it screeches like a deathly screech. And emanating from its mouth, swelling the room in its entirety, a fireball fills the space. I need everyone to roll a dex save.
Yep. Knew that was coming.
And that's why Jaron is not in that room.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I'm
don't get
good.
evasion. I don't have evasion yet, do I?
you do.
I do have evasion, don't I?
You
You're
do.
not a rogue.
I don't need to be a
monk.
rogue.
Monk. Yeah, I got like a 27.
Pass.
Yeah, I do have
14.
evasion.
Uh,
Okay.
Fail, I
What, a
believe.
dex?
Give me one
It's a
second.
dex save?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Damn it. Where's its DC? Okay.
Never
yeah,
mind.
you do pass, Harvey. Sorry. Harvey passes.
Roll a natural 1.
Venlee fails. So
If you got evasion, you still take half.
Yep.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, and
that's
if you
what the
pass
fuck-
it, you don't take any.
That's with a
Yeah.
+8.
Look at Harvey
is
sounding
better.
all salty over there.
That is better.
Harvey had to stop drinking beer because he has to drive after the game tonight.
Had a +8 and I rolled that 1. That's great.
Happens.
So 24 points of fire damage to Venlee as the 24 points.
Oh god.
As flames emulate the whole room, and then everyone else that succeeded takes half of the 24.
No, I take half.
Oh, because your
I'm a
ability. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Half
Yeah.
the 24.
Harvey takes none. Just want to get that out there.
Harvey takes none.
Look at that, man.
Awesome.
All right, so it is going to end its turn, and the home begins to quake even more violently. You see the flame skull on the table where the candle was dashed in half by Harvey slowly pop back to life with a and a green flame grows and slowly turns orange as the skull floats up off the table and the jaw reassembles and it chatters to life. As the house shakes more violently, down below in the cellar you hear ching, chunk, ching, chunk, and then you hear creaking on the steps, chunk, ching, and approaching the top of the stairs, a creature emerges.
Oh jeez.
A giant hulking, inflamed, fire-burning core, empty suit of armor with animated faces snapping about the metal surface with a ghostly-like aura comes up from the stairwell, and it is going to take an attack at our bird friend.
Oh no.
He takes a D6 piercing
From your thorny armor.
from the thorny skin.
So it pulls a longsword from its back and grasps it with two hands. And
Hey, I have a mechanical question about that spell. Asking for a friend. When it when it does damage, is it considered magic, like magic piercing, or is it just considered regular piercing in terms of what it can hurt?
I would say, just from DM side, making a judgment, because it's a spell, it would be magical in nature and thus magic damage.
Okay, noted.
So I'm assuming that hits based on the game log. For your AC, it was a 22, I believe. Let me go back to the log here and scroll down. Did it not show? Damn it, it didn't show. Hold on.
Yeah, so it doesn't specifically say 1d6 magic piercing damage. So
Oh,
that's
sorry.
kinda what I was wondering.
It rolled a critical. My bad.
Ooh.
So it rolls. It pulls the great sword from its back, grasping it with two hands. Rolls a critical, and it makes its attack at you. The first attack is 24 points of slashing damage.
Okay. And that was the crit?
Yeah. And the second attack does not hit. It attempts to withdraw this hulking blade from atop your shoulder as it swings down below, or swings down on you, causing you to hunch. And as it brings the blade back down, it swings erratically, and you just barely dodge it as it catches the tips of your feathers, cleaving some fresh cut to the floor, and it embeds in the floor next to your foot, in the northwest corner of your square near the flame skull.
So
Harvey, your beautiful plumage.
Your beautiful plumage. Oh, and how much points for the thorny armor?
11 combined.
11 points. Okay.
Total.
So
This fucker here.
it ends its turn. Actually.
That hurt.
Oh wait, hold
Bastard.
Hell.
on. Hold on. Let me see where we're at in the initiative here. My bad, guys. We did Jaron. One flame skull went. The second one came to life. Shambling Mound's dead. Harvey, it's your turn. You just got surprised by the helmed horror, so it is your go, my friend.
Let's see here.
It is 10 o'clock, so I am going to try to get us to some crazy shit here in just a few minutes, even for the sake of story.
All right, Harvey's just like, well, gets the axe then. 23 to hit.
Yep, hits. You stand back, hoisting the axe, standing strong, and you swing it wide, attempting to knock the helm from its head. And let me get some damage.
So next one's 28 to hit.
Hits as well.
I will be flurry of blowsing. It's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Also hits. Oh, no, that one does not hit. My bad. My apologies.
19 does not hit. I will be using focused aim to raise that to a 21.
That does hit.
Okay. And then I rolled a 15. I have to spend 3. Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's gonna be 3 hits, so it's gonna be 1. Those, so it's gonna be 9 points to bludgeoning, and then
You're rolling all your woods and axe damages now.
yep, and 13, so 29 points of damage total.
All right. So you go crazy. You go crazy cuckoo bird on it. Go ahead.
With the bludgeoning damage, I'm gonna shove him back. I'm gonna kick him back to 5 feet.
All right. So
Back to the stairs.
he's pushed into the banister of the stair. I'm actually going to have him make a dex save. That's a 12 on die. Let me look at his stats real quick. No. Fails the dex save. So you push him back with enough force that this animated armor, only pulled together by the flaming magic inside of its core, it loses its footing and it breaks apart at the midsection, falling over the stairwell across the banister, and it is laying supine in the stairwell. And with that, it is going to be its turn. So it's going to use half its movement to stand up. And this time, when it gets to the top of the stairs, it raises the greatsword. And you see a crack of lightning hit the greatsword that comes through the thatched roof, setting the hay and straw above on fire. And when the lightning strike makes connection with the sword, a strange green display of energy cracks off in all directions, almost like a Tesla coil, licking the walls of the cabin. The cottage begins to quake and move about even more violently. As the floors below your feet, you see individual timbers begin snapping free from the tenpenny nails that hold them down to the trusses. Objects in the room begin flying around erratically, things that are bolted to the walls. And the helmed horror takes a knee, removes its hat, And you see the flame spirit burst forward from its body as it slumps down to the floor, and that flaming spirit goes out through the front door. Everything goes pitch black. Unless you have dark vision, or excuse me, unless you have true sight, you cannot see through this darkness. The whole cabin is so dark. And then ringing out in the night sky, you hear a cackling sound. I didn't expect I would face off with you all so soon. But I think it's time for you to meet the real source of Lycanstone's hell. And another lightning bolt cracks out. And the roof is just completely burned to ash as the white flaky remains just waft in the, moonlit breeze. And you just see the bare charred timbers of the roof above. And flying above the roof line, next to Happy, we'll say, appearing right behind her, is a young woman with blonde hair and red ribbon tying it back in a braid. And she looks down into the center of the room and she says, "A house doesn't mean anything without the family that fills it. But the good thing is, I can take mine with me." And you see this beautiful young female twist and writhe about, and her body contorts. Her head literally moves around 360 degrees and looks at the flame sphere and Harvey from above and stares down her own spine past her buttocks and her heels. And she says, "Tweet, tweet, birdie, it's going to be a magic ride." And the woman's body distorts and disappears. You no longer see a human form, but in the place of this female, you see, standing on the hooked part of a curved blade floating in the sky, a blade that is held together by a long shaft, unnaturally long, made from femurs and tied together with human entrails for sinew. This crazy, violent-looking entity perches on this reaping scythe and swirls about, Happy, taunting her. "You like magic and spells? You like wands and magic brooms? Take this!" And she casts banishment on Happy, and you see Happy and Bob disappear from your sight.
Wait, where's Happy?
Happy was on the roof of the house, but the roof disappeared. Happy was up there flying. She was just watching the whole scene. So she's like 20, 30 feet in the air above the cottage roof at this point, floating magically with her fly spell. And this woman who has turned into this horrific creature banishes her from this plane.
Uh-oh.
And
She doesn't get a save?
Nope.
Okay, now you are homebrewing.
So this crazy creature that has just now appeared in front of you, she looks about and she says, House, I beckon you for your aid." And she is going to use a lair action, and you see objects in the room begin to animate. 2 swords that were crossed and above the buffet tray come flying out and thrust in Venlee's direction and Harvey's direction. And then, go ahead.
May I ask for a quick point of clarification?
Sure, what's up?
I thought there was darkness here, and then we saw a lot of things. So where's the darkness?
So the darkness is, I should have said something differently. The darkness dissipates when she enters into the cottage. The helmed horror basically used its ability to cast darkness, filled the room, and then used its ritual essentially. Jaron would have been the only one that would have seen it with true sight, or lifting the sword. So I did describe a scene that you guys wouldn't have seen take place, other than the lightning bolt. When the lightning bolt crackled, it would have lit up the cottage, and then the roof would have burned off, ending the spell. My bad.
Okay. The picture is much clearer now, thank you.
My apologies.
Are we still using the same initiative?
Yep.
Okay.
Give me some.
I thought I was gonna get a chance to use my blind sense there. I guess not.
All right, so these 2 flaming swords appear. One engages with Harvey and one with Venlee, and I'll deal with that in just a moment. That was her lair action, and we will go ahead and say it is at the top of the round again with Venlee. So you stand face to face with a flying sword menacingly trying to slash at your face, and this strange female that floats about 30 feet in the air above the charred remains just at the lofted timbers of the A-frame for this cottage's roof.
Is the flaming head is dead?
No, the one next to you is not dead, and the one by Harvey, you probably wouldn't have been aware of at the moment, but it revived itself when you were engaged with the other one.
Okay, and how big is that flaming sword? Like how high is it?
The flying sword is like face to face with you right now, or at your back, whatever way you're looking.
Okay.
It essentially flew off the wall. It was hanging above this serving buffet next to the table and chairs, and just jutted forward, getting ready to stab you.
Oh, that's fantastic. I will. Oh God. I guess I will. The flaming sword or the flaming skull thing's pretty bad. I don't know about the sword thing. I'm gonna go ahead and try and attack the flaming sword thing or the flaming head.
Okay, the flame skull. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy next.
I want to get that thing out of the way. Yeah, I want to get that thing out of the way.
You can't kill it without radiant damage.
No, it's not
Not even radiant damage.
radiant.
Holy woe.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Just hold on. Just let me play.
Okay.
It's a 25 to hit.
Hits.
Con save is 16.
Fails. Oh, I haven't rolled it. I'll roll it though. Give me 1 second. It
You
fails.
probably don't have to worry about it.
Stunned.
All right. Awesome. So you have stunned the flame skull in place. Its chattering jaws freeze, lock tight.
I attack the sword.
You turn.
How
Go ahead.
much damage did you do?
Huh?
How much damage did you do?
Oh, I didn't even roll.
Yeah, roll your damage for me.
I mean, does it matter?
Yeah. Because if you kill it, it comes back with 1 hit point. Your condition doesn't take effect.
That's horrible. That's. Oh, what did I do that? Oh yeah, that's 5 damage.
All right. Yeah. So it's at 1 HP. So it's stunned. You got lucky.
Okay. And if I hit it with 1 HP, it's just still a lot. I mean, it'll come back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, out of game, you know that. In the game, you would not, unless Jinx shares that with you.
Well, I'm gonna turn around and punch the sword.
All right.
I just love that description. I'm going to turn around and punch the sword.
I just sound so or quarterstaff the sword. That sounds so
There you go.
stupid.
Ryan Jinx did shout out last time that when
You
they
have
go
to
down
kill
there
it
and
with holy
stay down,
water.
that we need holy water.
That's
yeah.
true. And she was in the room when all that happened.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a 26.
Hits.
They hit. Okay, figured. 7 damage.
All right.
Had a con save of 16.
Does a flying sword have constitution?
I don't know.
Nerves. Are they immune to stun? I mean, is it a thing on them?
I don't know. Let me check. Sorry, guys.
I mean, it sounds so stupid, but hey,
No, I
flying
mean,
sword attacking me. I was also.
what is the conditions?
Stunned.
Stunned.
No, it is not immune to being stunned. And,
It is now stunned. Well, then you got to roll first.
yeah, it's gonna fail. It's got a 0 as a modifier. So
Well, you get lucky.
yeah, we'll see. It's a nat 1.
Okay, it is stunned.
Nice. Damn. Good work, Venlee.
Wait, you're not going to describe how you stun the sword?
You clang your long 10-foot pole into the shaft of the sword. Oh my gosh, ridiculous, yo. All right. What else are you gonna do with your turn, Venlee?
I'm just gonna. I don't want to use any more key points, so
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay there.
All right, and as you go to end your turn, unfortunately, your newly arrived combatant cackles out in the night sky. I I have control over this situation. Your mortal coil is fragile. And she is going to use a legendary action. Give me 1 second. And she will do a incantation real quick, muttering words rapidly under her breath as a series of other voices, female and youthful in sound. Everyone in the room except for Jinx would remember this similar chorus of voices from the cistern when you all discovered the singing rhyme that played when the coin spun about on the table. And this chorus of youthful female voices just basically rings forth as she calls her spell to action. She steps off of the scythe and floats down a little bit, and the scythe looks at her, and she puts the skull end that brackets the blade face to face with her own, looking into the eyes of the scythe, and she says, "Go forth, my harbinger of death." And you see the scythe spin about like a hurricane above her, swirling a dark torrent of wind in a cyclone-like shape. And in addition to that scythe, you see the rippling appearance of copies of that scythe appear around the cottage.
Oh, Jesus God.
And it's at this time that it is Jinx's turn. And I gotta put down a token here real quick, I'm sorry.
Okay, so what is the position of these sides? Where are they exactly?
I'm putting them out now.
Okay, go. That's probably important to what I'm going to decide to do.
Oh, shit. This is not good.
So Jaron reaches out to Jinx's mind because he feels like Jinx probably wouldn't mind a voyeur in her head. And he's like, "Do you mind if I borrow your eyes for a second?"
It's not your turn yet, though.
No, I'm looking through your eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't do stuff.
No,
No.
I'm asking you if it's okay.
Well, what would that do? Well, yeah, sure. I mean, as long as it doesn't inhibit her in any way, yeah. there's no
It
problem.
doesn't inhibit her. It just allows Jaron to see what's going on in the house.
Give me 1 second, I'm just looking at the range. Okay.
I would say you'd have to do it on your turn.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. It's like,
Some people have issues with telepathic incursions. I like that.
yes, well,
Okay,
right.
so you're not doing it right
You
now.
have
No.
consent. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I had to say.
All right, so I need to make some rolls here real quick. Sorry, guys. My bad. Ah! Damn it. Thank you for your patience with me, guys. I'm sorry, I'm juggling a good bit here.
I apologize. I was not trying to take away your turn. I was just trying to stream my mind.
Oh, goodness. Where is it at? Okay, that's what I needed to know. And this one. And this one. So. All right. So the first one is going to be a 25 to hit against Harvey. The second one is a 23 against Jinx. The third one is a 19 on Venlee, and the last one is a 27 against Jaron. As
That sword is stunned.
it's not a sword.
You clicked the wrong one then.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. So these weapons appear. They're like copies of the scythe that's swirling about in the air. Essentially, think of it like basically the mechanics behind it is it's spiritual weapon. The hag has a spiritual weapon.
And how far does it reach?
It has a 10-foot reach.
Okay.
Yep. And its plus to hit is nasty.
And what did it hit me with? It hit me, right?
Everyone got hit based on your AC,
Okay.
unless you have reactions to address it.
I don't think so.
So it's just doing magical force damage.
Nope. It's doing something even nastier.
Ooh.
Oh, great.
I just need to
What
know if
looks
it's
good.
if it's a spell or something I can hit, because that determines my reaction.
I mean, it's a physical object that can be hit or combated against, but it is a spiritual weapon. So I mean, you would be attacking something that's a magical effect in front of your face. What are you trying to do?
Is it going to cast a spell at me?
No, it is not casting a spell. It's making a melee attack at you.
That's what I was trying to ask.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So everybody was hit based on their AC, unless you all had reactions in your action economy left over. Jason, did you say something? I don't know if you were cutting out at all.
Hit. Got
Okay.
hit.
All right. So let me roll this damage here real quick.
I'm going to use slow fall.
Slow fall. It might help. I was trying to dig out enough dice to do this, but I can't see them all in the dark, so I'm rolling digital for this one. That's a lot of dice.
Oh, Jesus.
Godspeed, y'all. 40 points. And of that, so 6 points is slashing damage, and 34 points is necrotic damage.
Oh, yes. Resistant to necrotic.
So is that to everyone?
Yes, everyone that
Okay,
was
cool.
hit.
So my blade that hit me needs to make a DC 21 dexterity save.
All right. Do spirit weapons have a save?
Well, I'm using my reaction to attack it, so
You can't hit it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a spirit
spiritual
weapon. It's like a paladin spiritual weapon. I mean, you could dash it out of the way or something, but it's not like a creature.
my reaction is a spell. It does magical damage.
You can't hit a spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have hit points. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be dejected, but you just can't do
No,
it.
I okay.
You know what though? We're all still up.
For now. No, I'm just playing.
And if they're necrotic, they can hit me with necrotic all day.
not by much. I got to shake off 3 of those hit points of damage.
Yikes. All right. So now it is finally Jinx's turn. What do you want to do?
Cool. So how high up is our
feet.
crone friend here?
30 feet.
Okay, and this wall is how high here?
How high is the which wall that you're on right now?
Yeah.
So I would say it goes up to the roof line for what would make the ceiling, and then above that's the attic space with like a pull down attic. So I guess like a natural 10-foot rise to the ceiling beams, and then the peak of the roof goes up to the full 30. So it's like
I can make that jump easy. She's gonna scamper up the wall here, and she's gonna leap through that space right at the crown and take all her attacks on her.
All right, go ahead and make your attacks.
Okay, and might as well do reckless now. So it is 3 attacks and then a bonus action for a 4th attack.
Go for it.
All right, and I'm plus 10 right now, so that's a 29.
Hits.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll them all, get them out of the way. That's a 19.
Hits as well.
Okay, cool. That's a 25.
Hits as well.
And that last one is a 28.
Hits as well.
Okay, so the total here, I'm just gonna do them like this. That is a total of 11, 21, 27 plus 24 is 51 points of damage.
Jeez. All right, so you leap forth from the timber work of the charred remains of the roof trusses, and you come at it, flying arms out like Vega from Street Fighter style, and you just leap towards the face of this death hag that is hovering in the room above you with her reaping scythe swirling about her in a hurricane-like manner, and you just slash into her with furious claws for how much? You said 51 points?
Yep.
Nice. That's brutal. As you hit the hag, you hear her shriek, and she looks at you and says, "The first real challenge!" And then she coughs a little bit, and some black trail of dark crimson red blood trickles down her lip.
Cool. I guess I probably don't stay up there, though. I guess I wind up landing on the ground after all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, unless you want to grab onto the timber or something. They're like
No.
because there's a horizontal roof beams that would make up what would be the floor of the attic. So you could technically stay engaged 10 feet up there in those roof beams.
Okay, sure. That sounds fun. I'll do that then.
Okay.
Yeah, wow, did you see that? The shade of green around her lightened just a shade. So she's up there and just says, "How will you take me to all the nice places?" And that's it.
So with that, it's actually going to be her turn. So after being accosted with your furious claws and your taunting, she swoops down a few feet from the top of the roof line to make herself level with the trusses of the attic floor. And so now she's 10 feet in the air. And let's see, what do I want to do? Let's see. She is going to make an attack with her reaping scythe. And that is going to be a 16 plus 8 to attempt to swipe at you, Jinx.
Yeah.
Does it hit you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Alrighty. Come on, rolls. It's going to be 19 points of damage.
What kind of damage?
Give me 1 second. I gotta break it down. I wish it showed you better what it was. Does it not tell you?
It's custom mold for now.
No, I rolled it all together, but it doesn't break down what dice rolled what. That's why I'm having an issue. Let's just say 2 points of necrotic damage, and the rest of it is slashing.
Okay, so got it 8. So that's 10 total. Oh my god, I'm still up. Oh boy.
And she looks at you and snaps down, and she says, "You've tangled with the wrong bitch." And as a bonus action, she is going to look at. Let's see here. What do I want to do? I'm sorry, guys. So, yeah. Bonus action, she is going to speak words that ring out to Jaron outside. And she's going to say, come out, wherever you are. I see you, and Granny does too." And she's going to cast the spell Compulsion. Let's see here.
What's the DC?
I gotta look it up real quick. Come on.
I'm just gonna roll with physical dice. Because, I'm being...
Well, apparently my keyboard is not letting me type. There we
I
go.
think,
My bad,
I
guys.
think it's a wisdom save.
I believe so. Yeah, wisdom save. And then her DC is something I won't tell you, but fun enough.
My whatever 19 plus 15 is.
Not enough.
I'm assuming I passed.
Yeah. So you do pass as the words echo forth from her to try to compel you. And then she will take one of her legendary actions.
Holy.
And she swirls about on her heels in the middle of the ceiling, standing aloft in the rafters with Jinx, and she just starts spinning erratically, and she whistles, and it streaks through the air. And when it does, you see all of the reaping scythes in the room twirl about in their space as well, in a rhythmic counterclockwise circle as the room starts to quiet and time slows down for a moment. Then all of a sudden you just hear this and I need everyone within 20-foot radius of her to make a dex save. So that would be everyone in the cottage. And maybe Jaron too. Let me check.
25.
Lord.
Nope, just outside of space. Yeah, you were just outside of the space. Harvey, you pass.
Is this about being against being charmed or magic?
Nope, it's a dex save.
Can't put me to sleep.
I got a 25.
Hold on.
All right, you pass. And then you just need Venlee.
Hold on. Let me see if I roll better this time. That is a 16.
Fail. So
Okay.
you feel yourself being pulled against your will. You are going to trigger attacks of opportunities from the flame skull, the flying sword,
Nope.
not the reaping scythe.
Not the flame skull or flying sword.
Oh, that's right. They're stunned. Man, you lucky fucking duck. That's awesome. So I'm moving this out of the way. Just remember that this is ground level. So it's not in the rafters with the witch.
And just it doesn't apply here because of that, but I am going to rules lawyer you there for a second.
What's up?
Attacks of opportunity only happen when somebody intentionally moves. If somebody is moved,
Not
it
on this
doesn't apply.
effect. Not on this
Oh,
effect.
really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so these are like not D&D official content. This is called a death hag, and a death hag is something I got from DM's Guild. It's like a whole book I bought with like 25 different hags. But I also homebrewed the shit out of her too. So she's a combination of a night hag and a death hag put together. And then the few things that I did homebrew for her were the Reaping Scythe Cyclone Storm, and then this other thing she's doing here. But the effect of her Reaping Scythe does force attacks of opportunity when it
Wow, it
draws.
explicitly does it. Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Damn.
So basically, why I had the Shambling Mound is because the Shambling Mound and her is supposed to be crowd control, and they're supposed to draw you in or throw you at her so that she can trigger this. So anyway, against your will, thankfully those two opponents you well ahead of time stunned. She draws you up with a violent force as you see the physical scythe, not the spiritual weapon ones, hook around your body, and it pulls you right up to her. So you are standing face to face in the rafters, floating against your will, right next to Jinx, and you look at the face of this witch, and she is going to disappear from sight, and you just hear a cackle. You came to play with the wrong bitch. I said it again. And she disappears from sight. Venlee, I need you to roll me wisdom save.
Oh, great. That's a 10.
All right, you fail your save, You feel your mouth being forced open and your throat bulges outward as something forces its way down your windpipe, past your voice box, breaking your vocal cords as it forces its way down past your stomach into your belly, and you feel it tremble in your gut, sending fiery burps up. The force fills you from within, and you sink into a nightmarish experience. You are actually sitting at the feet of Granny in her cottage, but instead of the sweet old lady you saw before that you ate breakfast with, you now look at a decayed, decrepit woman with gnarled fingers that stretch out 5 feet, with razor-sharp claws on the end, as she raps about the floor, rocking furiously in a rocking chair, her head shifting erratically in a ghostly fashion, and a iron nose that's bolted to her face with rivets moves about the room and clangs against the timbers that hold the beams of the small hut up as the chair rocks and squeaks. You are going to take 2d8 psychic damage as you are stuck in this nightmarish existence of a dream being haunted by Granny.
That's great.
And so Venlee is essentially stunned herself right now until something happens.
Hey, question.
What's up?
I do have blind sight.
Mm-hmm.
Did I since I'm right there, did I see anything different than what everybody else saw?
There's no more. That's gone, right?
Well, no, so what he's trying to say is with blind sight, you have the ability to see things that really aren't there. Like, you can fight things completely obscured of vision, and it kind of gives you like a visual sense like Daredevil. So it's a little less powerful than true sight. But yeah, with your blind sight, when you see the witch disappear, there's a rippling energy that moves through the room, and when her mouth is forced open, you see a worm-like creature with segmented, wormy-like bodies, segmented pieces to its worm-like shape, slither forward and push its way and force its way down Venlee's throat.
Yeah.
But the witch is still there?
No, the witch is gone. The witch disappeared.
Gone. Okay. Wacky. All right. Ew. I kind of wish I hadn't asked.
Now you can roll a history check. You can roll a history check to see if you recall anything
Sure.
about hags.
Sure.
And so...
the 17.
All right. So, yeah, that's good. You would recall that some hags have the ability to enter the ethereal plane
Yeah.
at
Okay.
will.
All right. So, how much damage?
It was 12 points of psychic damage.
Oh, great.
So the hag has disappeared. You see Venlee frozen, almost possessed, her eyes rolled back in her head, and she floats in the ceiling among the rafters in front of Jinx, frozen in her form with her arms at her side. Staff has dropped to the ground. And Jaron, it is your turn.
With that check, do I know of a way to counteract whatever has just been done to Venlee?
That is a good question.
Is it your turn yet?
So you would recall that there are a few spells that would remove that effect. You could also source down the person who's causing the effect, and if you cause them damage or shake their concentration, the effect would also end.
Okay, cool.
My turn.
Yes, Jaron, it is your turn.
Okay, so since Jinx consented, Jaron has seen all of this unfold in the cottage, but hasn't been able to move. He's gonna walk to the door.
Okay. So are you
Yeah.
standing in the doorway, or have you gone through the threshold yet?
I am standing in the doorway, and I'm gonna ask you if I see the hag with true sight.
So,
True sight allows you to see into the ethereal realm.
yep, absolutely. So with true sight, as you look into the room, you can see the aura of the green and orange flames flickering from these flame skulls that go back to their point of origin at the fireplace and the candle, but wisp off into a hazy, almost black light like your own energy, in a smoke and silvery like wisp that puts them into a mirrored like realm of this and a spectral form of that sits. As you scan further about the cottage and you look up the walls, following the rafter to your companions, you see Venlee floating in the middle of the ceiling among the rafters, and perched on her shoulders with gripping claw-like feet holding her about her deltoids and whispering nightmarish words into her ear is the form of this hulking witch.
Okay. Jaron is, because she's floating above the ground, right?
Yeah. She's 10 feet in the air.
Jaron is going to cast Hex. It's
Okay.
a bonus action. And is going to make the hag roll disadvantage on wisdom saves.
Okay.
And then he's going to cast Toll the Dead. At her, and the DC is 20 wisdom, but you have to roll with disadvantage.
Sounds like a plan. Fails. So your bells ring out. She has not taken any damage yet.
I did 9 necrotic damage, does it not? Because she's a zero. That's right.
I did 51 to her.
How did what?
I did 51 to her earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. You're right. So she
Yeah.
has taken damage. My bad. I am so sorry for glossing over that, because you did. You fucked her up
It's
pretty
the
bad.
only thing I did. You just pretended like it didn't happen.
You did nothing! Nothing! Where did she go? Oh, geez. She's all the way over here. What the hell?
And so I only did 9 damage, 9 necrotic damage. So I don't know if she's resistant to necrotic damage.
She is not, but that's out of
Okay.
game stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to walk towards Jinx with the rest of my free movement.
Okay.
And I use my bonus action and my action and my movement, so I am done. Can't do anything else.
All right. So for some reason, I don't have her in here, so I got to put the token out. I don't know what the hell happened. All right. So. Give me one second.
And Jaron tells you, I don't feel very good, but I know that you need my help. And he's trying to rally himself.
Where is it? Come on now. Do it. There we go. Just ignore the token. I just have it here so I know where it's at. All right. And you said you ended your turn?
Yeah, did you hear what I said, though?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said, Jaron announces to the party that he's not feeling well
Oh, gotcha.
at all, and but he knows that they need his help, so he's trying to rally. Can we pull Chip in?
Nope. I don't want to deal with the other people right
We're
now.
fine. We're fine.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah,
You'll
we'll
be
be
all right.
How far in did Jaron walk?
I walked as close as I could to you,
Okay.
so that I could heal you next turn.
Oh, well, thank you.
But Brian hasn't moved the token yet.
Oh, you moved next to Jinx?
Yes.
Are you up in the air or are you down below her?
I'm down below her. I'm not flying.
Okay.
I just want to be
ATT
able
is
to be within
fucking-
touch range.
Well, it just killed you. Or did not. Where did your token go?
Is that there?
Wow.
Is it?
Oh, jeez. Okay. It got lost under a stupid sword. Yeah, my tokens keep disappearing, guys. Sorry about that.
You do have a whole lot of swords on the board.
Yeah. My bad.
I appreciate your optimism that I'll still be alive next turn.
Well, I mean, I ran out of action economy, and so
Hey.
in game, Jaron's like, sorry, I can't heal you right now.
So the damage that he managed to do to her, did that have any effect on what was happening with Venlee?
The damage that he caused with the Toll of the Dead?
Did you roll a con save?
Yeah, she failed the con save. So yeah, that would break the effect of the
Oh, woo!
nightmare.
Nice.
Which is why I did it.
Yes. Cool.
Nightmare haunting, and she can only do that once per day.
Oh, I get to roll an extra d6 of damage because I hexed her. I totally forgot that. My bad.
And what was the total damage?
I
So
did
9,
9,
and then
and then I'm gonna roll a d6, and it's whatever that is. Sorry. I have never actually used hex against it. It's just 3. It's an extra 3 necrotic damage.
Okay. All right. So the effect drops of the nightmare haunting, but the witch's appearance is not revealed. Venlee, you come back to composure as your shoulders feel a tension relief from them. The pinching sensation of the whatever was grabbing you from above lets go, and you fall to the floor. With your monk ability, obviously nothing happens, and you land perfectly on your feet. And with that, she is going to use her legendary action again. This time, you hear a whistling sound penetrate the sound in the room, almost like a teapot that's gone crazy. And outside in the front yard, you hear the similar chittering sound that you heard before. Basically, she used her ability to raise dead, so she's pulling up some twig blights to help her out.
Jesus.
I was hoping it was Harvey's squirrel.
Right. And Jaron with that, so it would be the one flying sword's turn, but it's stunned. It would be the one flaming skull's turn, but it's stunned.
Well, it's done till the end of my turn.
Yeah, which hasn't happened yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this go around coming up would be the end of your turn for that effect. So this flame skull right here is still good. Give me 1 second here. So the flame skull is going to use magic missile, and it sends a streak of 3 darts into the face of Harvey Birdman. I'm assuming you're gonna shield it.
Ha. You just said bird like you had a French accent. Got you doing it
shield.
now.
Do what? You said shield?
Shield.
Alright, cool. So you cancel out these projectile darts that whiz off. And I'm not going to use anything for the hag at this moment. And I don't know why. Everything won't fucking work! Go away. There we go. Harvey, it's your turn.
All right.
Ignore whatever rolls there, guys.
Is the horned horror thing, is it still alive?
No, so yes, actually it is. So it is crouched to a knee, and it hasn't really done anything yet since the hag appeared, but it is still alive. I apologize.
First things first, I'm gonna smack the. I'm gonna try and smack the fucking skull again. Maybe it'll stay down. It's a 28.
It's
8 points of damage.
all right. So the skull crumples to the table again, falling down, and the candle extinguishes. For now.
Next, I'm gonna take another attack. Next attack at the horned aura. 18 to hit.
It's. Oh no, it does not hit. Sorry, it's a 20 AC. My bad.
Okay, then
I get so used to telling you guys you hit because y'all are such high-level characters.
I will spend 1 key. 1 and hit.
All right, hit.
So that's going to be 15 points of damage.
All right.
How's it looking? Looking pretty rough, huh?
You see the inner flame of its magical aura begin to flicker.
Alright, I'm gonna, since I spent a key on my action, I can take a bonus action attack with my monk weapon instead of just using an unarmed attack. So it's gonna be a 12 to hit, which is not gonna hit.
Does not.
Okay. Oh, man. These fucking things. Yeah, that's Harvey's turn.
All right. So, Now it is going to be the other sword's turn, which was not stunned. And this sword is going to fly blindly towards Jaron, attempting to stab into his back.
I'm good. Can I attack the sword with my reaction?
You get a reaction against it, yeah, if that's
Yeah.
the case.
Go. 26 to hit.
It would hit. Give me 1 second. Let me see if this thing hits you, though. Oh, great. My campaign crashed. Everything's going asunder.
19 damage to the sword.
I'm sure it kills it because they have pretty low HP. But I do want to chip away at you some, so I'll roll some damage here in a second.
Well, doesn't he get to attack it
Well,
first?
yeah. If my reaction killed it, it wouldn't be able to attack me. Because my reaction is with Polearm Master is when it enters your threat space.
Yeah, but it would still be able to successfully attack you, right? Or are you saying your damage would go before its damage?
I would think my damage would go before it.
I mean, I don't know either way.
Opinions, people?
Yeah, because I mean,
don't know anything about
it would technically roll an attack, and if it hit, it would hit. But I would guess your reaction would just be your ability to also attack it because of that triggering threat space.
Yeah, I haven't read any opinions on it. I think that kind of is sort of a DM call because it's attacking when it enters at the threat space and you're attacking back, and it's all out of initiative. So, meh.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it would be basically like pins and needles to you. It's probably barely anything. But like I said, I do want to chip away at you a little bit.
Does the 19 kill it?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does. My whole VTT fucked up, so I'm waiting for everything to load. My bad, guys. I'm dead in the water here for a second. I don't know why.
Hey, while we're waiting, would you let me sort of say something to Venlee out of turn?
Mm-hmm.
Venlee. Oh, sorry. Venlee. The candle.
Okay.
Put the candle out.
Am I right next to it?
Well, it's over there on the fireplace next to the wall on the other side of the dude.
And where are you?
I'm like right next to you, but I wanted to whisper or say it because your turn's up first in case you wanted to try it. I don't know if it'll work. But
why don't you just tell me to blow the candle out instead of being all cryptic?
I don't know, because she's French. Yeah, she gestures to the candle.
The French never really say what they're meaning.
I was gonna run.
Well, grab the candle on your way out if you would.
All right, so we're gonna skip over the sword because I'm still just like barely loading here, and I apologize, guys.
It's also like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to end it here and finish up the encounter with this witch next game, we can.